welcome to the Fortnite Battle Royale EU Finals. I'm Zeke, this guy is Monster, and we had an incredible day of qualifiers yesterday. Monster, how you feeling today, my man?
I'm feeling great, had a super nice rest, and I can't wait to get to the games today. Just a little heads up for those of you guys tuning in for the first time and don't quite understand what's going on. We're going to be looking at the 100 best contestants pretty much from the European, region today. And I can't wait to pretty much get into everything. How about you talk to us about, some of the places these guys are coming from?
Yeah, so we got 14 people coming in from France, 12 from Germany, 11 from the UK, 10 from Sweden, 9 from Denmark, and 6 from the Netherlands. Now, if you did miss yesterday, don't worry. We actually have a recap from yesterday, so let's take a look. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. We are back for the Battle Royale. Also has 500 mats as far as metal goes.
Sky just picked that player off with a 17 HP shot.
That's how low these players are.
Sky is killing it right now. Well, he knows this player is weak. He already had him once.
Try to swap it. He does.
What a good shot right there, Sky. Everyone asked the question. Look at that.
Oh my. All right, that's 105. That player has been eliminated.
We talk about how trusty it is. Full damage being rewarded. This guy is getting paid right now for landing his pump shots.
But Crippa's in a very commanding spot.
Oh.
Behind him, it's 199 in the face.
Go for the bacon. Go for the bacon. Hit the shot.
Now the Vic does.
Oh. Well played.
Crippa gets the peak and 8 eliminations to his name. That's the first big bonus of the day.
Screeky looking to make himself qualify right here, right now. Can he hit this shot? There's a player below him. He does not.
He ran out of mats. And now back up top, Issa. Look, he's
Issa gets beamed by the Vic in the storm. And that was it. What if he hits someone's truck?
Oh, he drops it down. There's Marco coming through. Will Rojo be able to get that shot?
He's going for it.
Nicely done.
And Crippa on 9 HP. If he gets ticked, it's over. He has to play incredibly careful.
This is what he needs.
But no, this is Shonas is putting on a clinic, trying to get what he can.
Shonas needs one more elimination. It could be a no, it's not.
Nope, it's Crippa. Crippa from above with a rocket launcher. I think we've seen that before, right?
We are back with the Battle Royale. We just wrapped up Heat 1 not too long ago, and now we're back for Heat number 2.
He's got zone.
He does, but keep in mind, his enemy is full on health. Probably 175.
He's got to get this shot. Is he going to land it?
No.
Astral ends up being Bila who lands at the pump shot.
See, that's what I'm talking about, Bill. You just hit him with a T-pose. That's what you got to do, all right?
He is now in a 1v1 here against Mexi. Only wood there. Oh, gosh, that's 80 shield right there. Gone from the quad. Another explosion comes down.
He's in a really tough spot right now.
I mean, he manages to pull off a mini. That's the second one. 150! Wow!
Unbelievable.
Lands
he chips
a 150. Oh, that's another elim for him. Putting him at max shield now. He needs those materials. Barely any. That's another that turns the corner here.
That's a big bonus.
Big bonus. The points are his. He's going to grapple in. It's a 1v1. Lands the shots.
He got every single player.
Incredible. T-pose again for Zeke.
Look at that, he's forcing this player over on the left.
Oh!
This is Motor's game to lose.
1v1. Yeah, he
actually got it.
He got hit by the hand cannon.
Oh!
And he's going for the grapple play. This is barely a miss. He's got enough materials to take it to the sky again.
He needs to be careful.
Right there, but he still has max HP. This is what he needs.
He's running through the map.
It's a grapple. It's another shot. He's got traps. He tried to make the trap play right there. Doesn't quite connect.
Oh, no.
He misses. Oh. The outside falls.
Wow. Unbelievable Rasmussen there clutching it up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it from us. We'll be back tomorrow for the grand finals. Until then, stay incredible. Thank you, bus driver, and we'll see you on the battle bus. So an incredible set of games coming out of yesterday, and these are just some fun stats, Monster, kind of across the entire qualifiers. These are just during the entire qualifiers outside of yesterday. 9.2 million total players that participated.
That's insane. Can we talk about fall damage deaths? 1.89 million to the fall damage.
I mean, there's Over 500K matches played, 2
billion shots fired.
186K hours played, 13 million points, 23.1 billion resources harvested, and the 630K storm deaths.
I love it.
Now, yeah, these are really fun. I would have never guessed 9.2. That's just an absurd number.
9.2 million players attempted. 200 make it to yesterday's qualifiers, and today we are down to the top 100. That is how insane the talent pool is here, according to this roster. These guys are actually the best of the best in their region.
That's right. And just to name a few people that you should definitely keep an eye on, Crippa. We saw him yesterday take 2 victory royales. Boyer, we saw him with that outstanding game, eliminating all 4 players at the end there. Mitro, who made it in by the skin of his teeth. And then we obviously got some new blood, Warp, Axe, Dougie, and Astro. So quite a number of people to pay attention to. We actually got to interview Aries as well, kind of on that Skype interview, but yeah, this is the top 100 of the European region. Yeah,
the talent pool is incredible. The players here are here to make a name for themselves. I'm loving the fact that we have new names coming up. We have just great days for as far as yesterday's performances went, and we're going to be loaded with plenty of great gameplay to come. Just looking at those highlights, I really felt the energy. It was genuine. It was awesome. I can't wait for what's in store for us for the rest of the day.
That's right. Let's not forget Kinsar as well makes it in. His shot at redemption. We'll have to see what he can make of those games. But yeah, man, for everyone at home, obviously we'll get you guys up to speed talking about format, pricing, and obviously the hashtag. So we'll get things started. First off, if you're just tuning in, you have no idea what's going on, we're playing in the Tournament Cup pop-ups. So the rules are going to be a little different than you're used to. First off, we have the 500 mat cap in each category, 500 wood, brick, and metal. We harvest materials faster. That's up by 40%. And when you eliminate a player, you get 50 health. If you have 100 health, that turns into a 50 shield. And we've seen players use that pretty aggressively.
Yeah, the 50 shield can be such a bonus, especially when it comes down to fighting in a storm. It's a bonus, man. I love it. I think the community's been loving it. The fights have been incredible. Just watching how things can quickly change when a player gets into those situations and they get that payout for the shield. And they're just right back on their ball just to get it all rolling again.
That's right. And then obviously outside of the Scavenger Cup, we have an old favorite coming back, and that would be the big bonus. So we'll take a look at that. Obviously, we've got elimination threshold. So at 3, players will get 1 point. At 5, they get 2 points. And then at 7, they get 3. And then after every elimination, after 7, it is an additional point. So at 8, basically, you're walking with 4 points, 9, 5 points, so on and so forth. And then obviously we have placement points to be divvied out as well, Monster.
Yeah, and yesterday we talked a lot about that biggest bonus that's to come. I think that's going to be a 20K prize on the line today. It's going to be pretty awesome to see who can get the most eliminations in a single match today, so a lot riding on that. Then, of course, you have placement points. 4 to 10th place, earning themselves 1 point. 2nd to 3rd is going to be 2 points. And if you can snag yourself that prestigious Victory Royale, that is going to be 3 points, which is going to really bump you up the leaderboards. Today, there's a lot of prizes on the line. What do you think about that as well,
Well, here's the thing, man. Everyone that has played, like you talked about, we went from 9.2 million down to the top 200 and then again to the top 100. For just making it to finals, they're going to see a piece of that prize pool. And then obviously top 20 and up is kind of those bigger prizes to be divvied out. So players are going to have to look to keep consistent games throughout the 6 games that we're going to be playing to shoot for that top and really challenge the top best of the best.
I still can't believe there's 9.2 million that attempted. I wouldn't have thought we would have known those numbers, but that's actually incredible. We're looking at 100 players. We've boiled it all down the European region. I can't wait for it. That's crazy, man. Those numbers are really crazy.
The very best of the best. And obviously, for you guys at home, don't forget, Win to Royale, hashtag, use it. Send us your thoughts, make some predictions, and obviously let us know how you're enjoying all of the games. And of course, let's not forget about gifting. We talked about it yesterday. That's going in-game. It's in right now. So if you want to send a gift to your friends, you can do that. Key points is this goes away on Monday, December 3rd. So get your gifting in while you can. We wanted to, push this out a little early. Get your guys' hands on it. As well, you can only gift people that have been on your friends list for 2 days. You can only send 3 gifts per day, and you can send gifts that are currently within the stores. You can't be like, oh, I'm just going to send him Monster that gingerbread skin he's always wanted.
Yeah, I thought I was going to wake up to the mauve skin with how hard I was pushing it yesterday, but, it's all good. I went out and purchased it today for myself. Happy I got to get some new skins. This is a really awesome feature. pleasure.
Yeah, for sure, man. And again, we're getting that in your hands early just to get a few testing and see how you guys enjoy that. And obviously, we always appreciate your feedback. But with that, we're getting ready to hop into the first game of the day. Don't forget, we have 6 games lined up. The top 100 best players in the European region. The games are going to be just out of this world.
Yeah, we've done made it. We're at the grand finals. This is it. This is their final attempt to lay it all on the table and really prove to everyone they got what it takes. This is your shot.
I'm getting ready right now as we speak. Is there anyone outstanding that kind of pops in your mind as players? I believe for me it would probably be Boyer. I mean, he had pretty consistent games throughout the day. Anyone for you?
I think Boyer after yesterday really became a fan favorite, but I'm going for Warp, man. I'm still so impressed by the 7 elimination that we got to tune in with 43 players. It's ringing in my mind. I can't really wait to see what he's got now that the competition has gotten even sweatier. It's like even crazier now, right? Because arguably we're looking at top 200 as far as the competition went. Now we're looking at the actual top 100 going toe-to-toe today.
That's right, but it's also old blood and, of course, the new blood that is really looking to challenge these very well-known players and be like,
That's
hey,
right.
Look, we're here as well. So here we go.
And this is looking like a great bus right here. It's splitting everything right down the center. This is what you want as a competitor. You don't want, anything too weird, lopsided. It'll really throw you off your game. This right here is going to give everyone a fair opportunity to land somewhere and get it going. And you can see the aggression in Tilted Towers is still there, similar to yesterday. Multiple players landing there. It looks like Fatal Fields actually seeing a lot of action today as well. We didn't see 4 players land there, so highly contested today. It's going to be a lot of congestion there. And Retail Row peaking out at 6 players. 6 players in Retail Row. That's actually crazy. So we have a lot of areas, a lot of high, point interest areas just completely flooded. And looks like we're jumping into Retail Row where the first shots are already being fired.
And it's fun, little interesting tidbit here. Keolis has the fastest elimination at 50 seconds.
50 seconds! Oh no, to just dive
meters.
in and take someone out right away. It's pretty unfortunate. Right. And that's what happens when you go toe-to-toe for a weapon on spawn. You die in, unfortunately, 50 seconds you can get taken out.
That's right. So that's okay. Still 5 games left to play. So.
Yeah, you have a lot of games. Just looking at the circle here, it's actually going to be a western zone to kick things off. It's pretty fair, though. It's got majority of this centralized, map in play. But anyone on that east side of the map is going to have a tough time pushing down here.
That's right, man. Fatal Fields, hotspot right now, Tilted Towers, Pleasant Park, Greasy Grove. These are all locations we kind of saw people playing at yesterday. Even Flush Factory, again, we see 2 people going. I believe Ritz was actually here yesterday.
Yeah, Ritz seemed to be claiming this, and that's the skin I was talking about, my favorite one.
Oh,
I didn't know the name
combo.
of it. That combo exactly right there. Yo, Ritz, I am rooting for you, man. We talked about it yesterday, my favorite combo when we see it. And, oh boy, Boyer, one of the fan faves we talked about. Here it is. It's going down, so... I mean, he's managed to tag some shots in, but Boyer is, of course, shieldless here, and now here seems to understand that because he already landed a shot. He's got a pump shotgun as well. Things are going down right here. It's not looking good for Boyer. He's really got to hold his composure and back up, hopefully make it a distance game and not get in the face of that pump.
Yeah, I don't think he has a pump right now, and I think that's why we see this respect of the distance being played out. Now, he is kind of staying boxed up, so now can kind of decide how to engage this fight,
Yeah,
right?
he's trying to buy himself some time, farm any materials that he can in the surrounding area because the pressure is against him right now. And there it is. That's that disengage that I talked about. He really has to back up here and make best use of his scar, basically. And he just used a trap there. That was unfortunate as well. I think he was trying to switch his launch pad, and instead he goes sentry trap. And that was a mistake being made there. And I mean, now it's going to get paid off here. Now he has a launch pad to take with him for endgame as well.
That's right. Maybe the nerves getting to Boyer there just a little bit, but it's okay. He'll get his head back in the game. Now we're over to Zaipan outside of Fatal Fields.
Yeah, I mean, the pressure is definitely on. This is the biggest, probably the most heavily weighted games of his career so far, so we can totally understand what it's like to, perform on the pressure. Here we have Evos just getting his farm on. He does a little pressure to Zaipan, but I think he's just not feeling it, and that's a snipe from across the way.
So a big 90 chunk right out of his shield. And now this player's looking to engage.
Wow, that was a heavy shot right there. He's going to jump right overhead on the ramp, make a quick edit here, and the pressure is now on. He's the counter pressure, so whoa. Atlanta Swag kicks things off with the snipe shot. Arguably should have been his fight to take, but even coming from natural high ground, he did not expect the counter aggression from Evos. It's going to be a win for him. Definitely proving he's got the skill.
Over to Apostle and Pleasant. We saw this guy, a Titan, yesterday. The Storm King, if you will, down to 15 HP. He does look like he goes down, though. eliminated by
Arson 2K was another player we saw performing extremely well yesterday, and even Apostle landing his shots there, just a tactical shotgun's not going to carry that damage, especially if you're going, you know, head-to-head with a player like that while exposing yourself. So Arson 2K kind of deserves this one, and it almost looks like Arson comes in and swept up both of those guys, because if you notice, Apostle landed some pretty healthy shots on the player he was fighting, but Arson just gets two-piece pickup right there, and Scale is going to find himself his second as well.
Don't forget, guys, at 3 points, they net themselves 3 eliminations rather, they net themselves 1 point on the board. At 5 is the next threshold, and 7 respectively. So a lot of these guys looking to get eliminations early, rack up these points, and keep consistency going. But we're back over at Flush Factory with Ritz versus Nico.
Yeah, of all game modes we've had to date, this is the one that is really pushed for the most aggression. I mean, players have a reason to fight now, and I love it. You can see that we're now dwindling down as far as the number count goes. There's only 74 players, so there are people being eliminated left and right, and the first storm wave hasn't even started to push yet.
That's right. The safe zone's over by Tilted on the western half of the map. A lot of these players outside of Risky, Junction, Paradise need to start making rotations. Detox here up top.
Yeah, it must be hard to really adjust to these settings, man. The competitive pace of the game has really shifted. I would have thought that, you know, hey, grand finals, people are going to slow it down, but no way, dude. Axe is still keeping up that pressure that he had yesterday. He's looking for a second elimination right now. Although he does have the low ground, I mean, his loadout is just strong enough, and his materials are great.
You saw he made the edit wall behind him, trying to bait Detox out, making him think, oh, he's trying to leave right now, but Detox not falling for it.
Yeah, Detox probably already tagged. Detox obviously also realizes he only has a tactical shotgun. There it is. He makes the full edit to drop him down off the high ground. And that Axe is crazy, man. We saw him do some plays yesterday with the hand cannon. Today he's back at it with the very intricate edit strats right there to pretty much knock this player off the high ground. Not something you see very often to be in that very special situation to use those kind of plays, but hey, man, it works.
Grenade bounces out. One left.
Not only a bounce, that was a nice ricochet. Jeez, Axe is a madman. That was a Splode right there. Not only landing the AR shots, but the Splode was perfectly timed and executed.
We'll take a look at this replay coming up near Lazy Links. That's a clean shotgun there.
Big boy 190 shot.
Over to now looking to close in. It's Zexro who's super low.
Ouch. You hate to see it. That's the second elim for Noe as well. So that means Zexro came right off of that rotation from Viking Village, which we know he loves to do in dive bomb players, and he paid for it. So now a contender to look out for. Took out 2 really great players so far. We're talking Boyer and Zexro going into the pocket of Naui.
Martin FN looking like he's in a bit of trouble here with grenades and explodes going out.
Now, so that slow damage is going to take away all of his shield.
Now Della is low because Wixie is behind him, applying some pressure here.
So Wixie knows this is his fight to take right here. Although he doesn't have heals, he's trying to play towards the storm just a little bit here. He does have quite the long rotation. But if I'm him, I go for it. He knows he landed a explode damage on one of these players, and the other has to be weak. But I guess Wikesi thinks that, you know, it's better, and it's better decision to go ahead and just try and make it to the zone instead of chancing it here.
So Martin secures that elim, which is good for him. He'll get that extra 50 health on elim. But now Wixie, looking to gatekeep Martin as he makes his way in through the storm.
Yeah, what's going through Wick's mind is he can still get at least 1. He doesn't have to risk staying here for 2. And ultimately, he doesn't have heals, and neither do those guys. So I guess it was the right decision not to chance, you know, heals being on those players, because they didn't even have any.
That's right, and I'm happy we're taking a look at Mitro. This guy is a titan. We've seen him perform incredibly well through the summer and the fall skirmishes. Yesterday, he barely qualified, man. He was toward the bottom 50.
Mitro is extremely talented. We've seen him perform consistent day in and day out. He just had a rough, you know, second qualifier. I'm really happy he did manage to pull through, though, because here today, he's looking like he's in a lot better shape than he was yesterday. He already has an elim. He's only 2 shy of an extra point, and it looks like we're going for the push here.
Yeah, I mean, look at his loadout. Almost completely maxed on materials, just missing the 5 wood there. Rift to go for rotations, and you talked about, Monster, that hand cannon.
Hand cannon is an absolute great weapon right now. The changes recently done to it, arguably one of the best sidearms to have in the game, especially with the shotgun change. You're noticing people really opt out of no SMG, and looks like this guy's going to nearly dive into a trap play here. That was a close one. Wick, we just witnessed coming up from pressuring some other players. He's going to get caught by Martin, who was farming at the broken area by the diner.
That's right. Remember, they were fighting out in the storm. Wick decided to bail.
Right.
And then Martin turns the entire situation around.
Wick must have dropped his guard just a little bit here, and we're going to jump into that Mitro highlight right here. Woo! Dirty, dirty play right there, landing in heavy AR. And this is just not too far from Martin, just north of that broken house I was talking about.
Another star here being born. That is Axe, the new blood, joining us for the Winter Royale.
All these players are so close to one another. We're looking at this eastern side right now. There's a lot of good talent in the eastern side. This is going to be crazy. And it looks like Scram has 2 players on him.
Man, look at this new safe circle. It's over by Greasy, and a large portion of that circle is being cut off the map, so a lot of these players have a lot less play space to work with.
Oh, man, it's so rough when, you know, the water kind of gets a good share of the zone here. I mean, lucky for us, the storm does get into those moving areas, and just according to the damage tree here, Kripa just got chipped down, all shield gone, so he's in a battle. There's a lot going on around the map as far as these battles go right here.
Now, Scram. I mean, he's got the
holding
best,
it down.
yeah,
look
at the best spot.
If you look at the map, I mean, there's players everywhere. He's got guys behind him, in front of him, below him. This is tough. You don't want to make a move right now. But also keep in mind, they all have to rotate eventually.
Take a look at the current scoreboard. Warp there, another new blood. Second place, right behind Scalar there, Arson as well. So right now they have 1 point Scalar and Warp. If they can find 2 more eliminations, that'll give them 2 points total. And then of course at 7 they'll get 3. So keep an eye out for them.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, Warp is the player that I mentioned before we kind of jumped into this game. I knew he was going to bring his A game. He did it yesterday. Look, he's leading basically in elims right now, tied up with someone else, and here he is. He's coming right into that cluster that we just witnessed over on the western side of this mountain. I wonder, this is a decision-making that, a decision skill that he has to make here. Does he want to go right or left? Left, obviously, showcasing that a player's been through here. Right, there are a couple of builds there, so he's going to go left here.
Back over to Bella EU. Looks to have Farron's there on the back foot.
Yeah, Bell managed to win a game yesterday. No surprise. This player is actually, super good, obviously, at the game. But both of these guys are one shot to a pump. I think minimal damage at this range is going to put someone down. So whoever has the best reaction speed is going to win this battle here.
And you can tell they're very cognizant of it. That's why they're building a little more than usual. They're just trying to make it and stay alive.
There's 3 players that basically one shot in the same location right now. They all must have contested against one another.
Bell looking to close in. Farron's on the other side of this wall.
It's a good distraction right there. I mean, someone to put down a roof panel play. That means whoever's on the backside of that can't make, a ramp jump to protect themselves. And he's got to be careful. Yeah, he was flirting with danger right there. Definitely sitting next to all of these walls. You see how quick that player was able to edit. Farron's here.
The respect coming up from both these players. They know that they don't own every single wall. We saw them moving along, and Axe eliminates Zeke. I'm gone, I guess.
Even amongst all of the cluster, Axe has the guts to dive in players' boxes and take on battles. While everyone else is trying to be cautious and play it slow, Axe is not with it. Knowing that he has max shield, max HP, he can dive onto any player and take that risk of an engagement at close range because of the payout system for shield and health.
Man, there's so many big names. I saw there on the left, Rojo. You saw him with that crazy shotgun play right on the side of the ramp.
Nice peek right there. Bell's going to catch Farron's here.
So this cat and mouse game finally comes to an end.
Yeah,
Bella comes up on top.
Here it is, Ghost Issa.
I mean, again, as well, just to continue to highlight players, we saw Issa put on quite the show yesterday.
And look, we were just talking about Axe. He's not done yet. He's diving into another battle, but he's in a very bad situation. That's Dynamite being cooked right underneath him. He's going to be blown down, and this might be the end of the road for Axe here. He might have pushed the wrong player. Warp is going to get chunked right here. You don't want to see him go. He's such an aggressive and great player, but Varun is not letting him breathe right now. Axe needs to jump in this. This might be the saving grace for Axe. Axe fought Warp, and Varun gets taken out by Warp.
So Warp joins the fight, and look, Axe is like, whatever happened over there, I'm good. I'm just going to disengage and get
Axe
saved.
is a genius. That means he was paying attention to the kill feed. He realizes Warp is the player that put him in this situation, and Warp walks away with that elim. He has to get out of there. The player's going to be able to not only benefit the rewards of getting the elim, but of course heal off all the materials and resources potentially gathered.
Look at all these players, Monster. We're down to 55 currently in this circle.
This is high-tier Fortnite if I've ever seen it, and exactly what I expected from these type of players. And look at how many players are congested on top of the diner here. You have Mitro in the mix as well.
Yeah, Mitro here, goes Camo. We saw in the background as well, Rogamro, who made it in with just 2 points in that final game and pushes from just outside of that bubble of qualifying right into finals. So,
and this is where things really start to slow down when you have just the circle getting tighter. You kind of feel that, hey, maybe with, you know, just a little bit of luck, I can rotate and not get touched and make it to end game. This is where players start to switch up their play style. We've noticed a lot of aggression in the early game, but mid game, when you're on top of one another like this, it is the most dangerous to take a battle.
Back over to Warp. Look at this loadout. It's absolutely
such a great
incredible.
loadout.
The only thing he's kind of missing on is a little bit of the wood, but that's okay. He's got about 50% left.
Yeah, all in all, head to toe with the grappler. This is amazing.
We've actually seen a lot of players utilize this grappler due to the Scavenger Cup halving your resource cap there. So
yeah, because you know you can rotate. It's really nice. There's Issa not playing any games, hand cannon getting put to work here, making his player burn through his most valuable resource. That's the metal.
And that's kind of not where you want to be as the other player on the receiving end, because you're burning through your metal this early.
You don't. Look at the zone. Oh, man. Can you see the map right there? These guys are right on top of each other. It looks like a little rainbow.
We still have 48 players, 30 seconds before this next safe zone starts to move.
Sensi Gaming still alive. Another player we saw yesterday performing. Happy he got to make it through. This is their time to shine right now, though. 48 players remain. More than half of the lobby gone now.
And if I remember correctly, I believe Issa plays on controller.
Yeah, Issa, one of those players that I think, yeah, like you said, play on controller. It's something hard to do too, right? You don't really get to see these guys make it to end game very often, so anyone that is represented for the controller community, can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I think him and Camo both play on controllers, so to see them kind of go toe-to-toe with these players is very, very impressive. Currently 16 minutes into just game number 1.
And it's going down. Ooh, we got to see Highlight catch some good highlights in game 1 yesterday. Now coming back for his second time at, Glory today. Happy to see him catching an Elam right there. That's very nicely done. Shield payout is going to help him out, or the health payout, I should say, on this rotation. But he's going to get chipped by a shotgun on his rotation.
Now look, Axe is in a much favorable spot. We saw him pretty wounded, had to disengage. Looks like he picked himself up an elimination at 4 right now, by the way.
Yeah, so Warp is also leading with 5 here, so Axe just not shy behind him. Axe and Warp, some of the newer players coming into the scene here. This is Elam number 5 for Warp, bullying his way straight through with the compact SMG. And he has, one of the best loadouts for this game right now.
And now we're nearing the final few circles. So if you're new to Fortnite, things you want to pay attention to, mat count. Taking a look at Axe, he's only got 500 metal. That's pretty substantial, but everything else lacking. Also watch the ammo counts. Only a few mags there in the AR.
I just can't believe how many players are just absent in the southern area right now. They have all migrated from the north down, and they are hugging the storm line with really no place to breathe. They're just sharing oxygen at this point on top of each other's 1-by-1s.
Yeah, there's only one player on the very western side of the circle, and that's actually Skype, who's hugging that left side. That little yellow diamond there on the top right of the minimap.
And he knows there's no builds over here. There's no sign of player activity. There's probably a ton of resources on this rotation. He's got a nice, clean rotation to the next area. If you're ahead of the curve like this, you go for high ground when you make it to the next zone, in my opinion.
Now we've got another 5 seconds. Here we go. Storm is going to start to move. Now here's the tricky part, guys. We're moving on to a mountain monster. Every time we do this, the mountain wins.
It just gets better and better. Trying to fight up these mountains is really tough. You have to make it there early. And if you don't, you have to be lucky enough to have some kind of hard mobility to get around it, because you're going to burn resources and you're definitely going to be contested on your way up. It looks like Warp was eliminated at some point or another, and so is Axe. Talking about eliminations. 2 of our most aggressive being taken out here. Axe just peeking at the wrong time. Someone was eyeballing that 1-by-1. That was it. Camo now in the lead for the rotation here. He's managing to cut players off, getting in front of other players' snakes, which means that he's going to go on the aggression. This is what you do when you cut players off. You take the lead here and put the pressure to the backside. He's going to want that material as well. Nice RPG. That was a close one. He saw it coming.
Just keeps the pressure up. That's 30 a white number there, that means Camo is very aware that's straight to his health bar. He's still going to keep pressure going.
Camo, being that he was leading the storm rotation, knows there's no one behind him, and he can put the pressure on anyone trying to come in from the front side right here, and that's exactly what he's doing right now.
And we're moving in, guys. We're almost top 20. Well, now we are. Players are looking to compete for that top 10 because at that 10 spot, they're guaranteed a point. So we're going to see things slow down, players be a little more cautious.
Yeah, I see that. He's going for the grapple. Even with one shot, he dropped a full med kit. And he has no medium bullets. He used all of his resource as far as mediums go there. And he actually decides, you know what, 2 med kits might be better than 1. Grapple shot here, so he goes for the 2 med kits instead.
I mean, he's got plenty of mats. So he's going to be able to make this rotation. Oh,
he's going for it. Yeah, he's absolutely going for it. That's a great spot on the launch pad right there. Worth 10 tick from the storm to save yourself that many materials. We're down to 13 players, Iki.
3 more, and then each player will be rewarded with 1 point. Look how many players still here left alive, scrambling. Those are whites going out. Mexi,
nice job from
it up.
Mexi, the young bull, one of the younger contenders here from the European scene. I believe just turning 16, so lucky for him to be able to compete. He's on 2 elims. All he needs is 1 more. He's going to get a 2nd point here because he's made it to top 10.
We're up to, we're top 10 right now. Now
low on materials, though. He's not really watching it. He's got to get into this fight right here while he can.
He has 1 build left, ticking through the storm. He's got to make it to safety.
He needs an elimination to save him here. It's going to give him the HP he needs. He gets it, but then gets hit right in return. Eagle's going to be able to take him out.
Mitro stole the elimination from right in front of him. He could have healed there with that 50 HP. Would have been crucial, but now Issa looking to make rotations. 2 grapplers. Over to Camo, who's going toe-to-toe with someone. Top 4.
4 players remain. Ghost Camo has a point here. The next person to get eliminated pretty much loses out on a point here. You want to stay alive right now for multiple reasons, obviously for the Victory Royale. And Gomro's going to get eliminated by Eagle, but Gomro does make it to the end. So those are points for him. He's off to a great start. It's now Camo alive, Issa alive, both of these guys in a Ghost organization. And oh no, actually Gomro's still alive in the air here.
Still going to play high ground. Rocket comes out, destroys the structure.
He only has 50 materials, now down to 10. This is his final build right here. This is the battle that he has to hit his shot. He needs to connect. He's surrounded by players. 3 grapple shots left. What's he going to do here? He's getting shot in return. They're both deciding to target on him.
Gomro goes
gets
down.
Melted.
It's Ghost Issa versus Ghost Camo, both members of the Ghost org here.
And it looks like Issa is in the high ground here. He has 70 materials. This is where you want to use the sentry gun, you know, those 1v1 situations or something like that. He's got a hand cannon. His loadout's looking great. He goes for it, misses the shot. Camo just tried to make a risky grappler play. That might have been his last shot, actually, from what we last saw. That's fall damage. He lands both shots.
For it.
Well played. 6 elims for Issa.
That is absolutely crazy. Issa securing his first Victory Royale with 6 eliminations. Now keep in mind, he did get 6. He was so close to that next threshold, so he didn't quite hit 7, but still 5 points to hit the board for him on the first game.
That was incredible. At one point there, I thought Gomro was down. There was just so much chaos going on. Happy to see him make it to that 3rd place right there. That's the whole point. That's why you want to be alive in those end games.
I'm just really impressed with the fact that both Ghost Camo and Issa were there all the way at the end. They take down Gomro, and then they have to kind of turn on each other, and they're like, oh, well, I saw what your name is because you eliminated Gomro. I guess we're going head-to-head, buddy. Yeah,
Ghost is one of those organizations that have been showing up, and obviously now both regions. That's a respectable game 1 for those guys. You see the grappler. You always see it at these end games now. Even 1 shot makes a difference. He went for that just YOLO flying through the airplay. Misses the pump. Both of them missed the pump. That could have been, really the end game for both of them. That was checkmate.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take a look at the final moments coming out of that first game of the finals and see how Issa picks up the elimination there.
Here's Ghost Camo. He readies up that grappler right after he just misses it. He didn't realize Issa goes for the drop down play. Catches him by surprise. 75 from the hand cannon. Followed by a very healthy pump shotgun shot there. And there it is, the 1-2. 131 from the pump shotgun, 75 from the hand cannon. It's like a trend. We're seeing the hand cannon connect day in and day out right now from these players. That is accuracy if I've ever seen it.
That's right. We saw the 75 coming out from the body shot. Yesterday we saw someone from the hip hit a 150 to the face.
Yeah. The
That
hand
shifts
cannon.
things.
Hand cannon just showing that it can melt away shields. So be careful in these close quarter engagements. Loadouts are definitely changing as the game develops, and there it is.
That's right. And if you've never seen Fortnite, you're kind of new. You definitely want to keep your eye on players with that hand cannon. Something to note is it punches through structures. It one-shots enemies' wood structures that they build,
Right.
and it can basically two-tap metal and brick as well.
And more importantly, a freshly built metal and brick does, of course, get one tap by hand cannon as well. So in build-offs, you're able to just target ramps and really catch it, break the advantage to the high ground really quickly.
Yeah, let's take a look at the highlights coming out of game number 1 in the finals that did not disappoint, guys. I mean, this was just action throughout. Yesterday in Heat 2, we kind of saw things start off pretty slow. Players were a little bit almost timid, and now they're just like, look, this is finals. We need to full send it.
Yeah, not today. Players came with their A game. You see Naui actually picking up 2 of our favorites here, Zexro and Boyer going down early on. You're talking the first 80 players, pretty much to be eliminated here. And then Warp and Axe showing up just like we thought they would, earning their points through eliminations, not necessarily placement this time around, but doesn't mean they can't make it to the end game.
I mean, that's the thing, man, is they're going toe-to-toe with all these more, I guess, recognized players and saying, look, I mean, I'm a threat. Players may not know who I am, but you're going to know who I am after today.
I was going to say, after today, people are definitely gaining some new fan base without a doubt.
These are the final moments where Issa goes toe-to-toe. That's a 74 and a 131. But now, we're going to take it to the standings and see where our players line up. So again, top 20 are who will place in the topmost portion of the money. Issa right now leading the pack with 5 points, but Camo right behind him with 3. So we'll hop on over to the second page and see who else is in contention for that top 20. So Markel versus Airwalks right now, and Dougie, New Blood, looking to shoot for that top 20th spot.
Yeah, I mean, out of all the numbers being put up today, down to 20 players earning themselves a point, that's a lot better than any of the heats I think we've seen in the past. I think yesterday the second best was like 19 players managed to score a point in like the game 1. This is up to 20 points, so the variety of players earning points right now is up there.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you start off with a 2-point lead, you're off to a great start for your first 6 games.
Yeah, of course, and obviously don't forget about big bonus. If players hit that 7 elimination threshold and go past that, like we saw Boyer do yesterday, drop 10 eliminations, if he can repeat that and be consistent, I mean, he's looking at a 20K payout, and then, of course, being all the way on top of the leaderboards.
It's hard to get a big bonus. It's not every day you see big bonus. It's something that is extremely difficult to do. We saw it done, twice yesterday?
Yes.
Only 2 players managing to break the 7 elimination threshold to get extra points with feed in straight to leaderboard. And for interesting part, both the players that did that, I think, skyrocketed themselves to top 3.
Yeah.
So that's how much these eliminations can change the pace of your game and the pace of your positioning, which, of course, will lead you to that big prize that everyone's fighting for. Not just the respect on the field.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, we want to remind you guys about 50 health on elimination. That's why we're seeing a lot more aggression come out. Typically, before we'd see players not want to take early game fights, because you get dropped down to like 3 HP and you're like, that fight doesn't really feel worth it. But now with the 50 health, you're like, I'll take this fight and get aggressive. And if you can chain together eliminations, you go, let's say the second fight you take no damage, you're now at 100 health with 3 shield, right?
Yeah,
this is really changing things up.
It's definitely not only a game changer, of course, it's a pace shifter on the game. Like, the pace of the game has really changed. We're reaching just closer and closer to a healthy competitive standard. The heal system, rewarding players that are pushing players, hand cannon, rewarding players that like to run aggressive loadouts, arguably even stronger than SMG now in these close quarter engagements. Pump shotgun making a huge resurgence. We didn't see not one double barrel play throughout that game. Maybe we missed some of the highlights, but for the most part, everyone we're jumping to, it's just pump shotgun, heavy shotgun. They're connecting their shots right now.
That's right. If you didn't know, we recently made some updates, so the shotguns will be more consistent, and we see that gold heavy doing 210 to the face. So if players like these, you put a gold shotgun in their hands, and they're going to look to make headshot plays.
Yeah, and I mean, with the way the pellets work, 1 it kind of equals 3 if you can manage to just like nick them a little bit. So with the heavy shotgun, carries that damage down range. It's great for these build-offs.
That's right. For you guys at home, we hope you're enjoying all the action. Don't forget to use that hashtag Winter Royale. We want to hear from you. What did you think about the first game? Who are you hoping takes all this entire European region? But with that, we're gearing up. Our players are boarding the battle bus as we speak.
Yeah.
Man, I'm really enjoying seeing all these new blood. Axe, Warp, Dougie, Astro. These guys going toe-to-toe. I mean, Axe is I would say the most aggressive player.
He's kind of crazy. Yeah, I mean, we saw some good plays by him. I think one of my favorites in that last game was the ricochet of the grenade bouncing right off just outside of Salty. The player was fearful of his 1x1 coming down, but Axe wasn't aiming for the 1x1. He was just aiming to land it in that vicinity, which played perfectly. He rotated right out of the 1x1 into the grenade, and he lands his AR shots. He puts him down like this. He didn't understand what was going on.
I mean, yesterday we saw him make plays as well with that hand cannon, just being like, I'm just going to bully you. I'm just going to get into your 1x1 and take you down.
Let's talk about that. I remember that one clearly as well. He damages the wall down to just one shot and then follows up with the hand cannon, and it was a brick wall that was pretty healthy. He made like 2 or 3 shots with the AR, puts it in one shot for the hand cannon, pretty much prepares his loadout, bullies his way through, he lands some more shots.
That's really interesting, and it's something that you don't typically see done.
No, it's not.
Because you have to think about, like, with a hand cannon, for instance, if there's a wood wall, and you're always aware, like, someone could have a hand cannon, they're going to punch
You can always
through this.
one-shot that. Exactly, but they
With
don't
a brick
expect
wall,
the brick. And that's
right.
what made it so good. He's just so good at the game.
Yeah, man. I mean, is there anyone else that has really stuck out to your mind outside of the few we've talked about?
Outside of Warp, outside of Axe, I mean, outside of Boyer, I'm happy to see Mitro. I was happy to see Gamru catching, just luck in the first wave right there, right?
Top 3.
Making it to the end. Just one Elam shy of the next point. Kind of unfortunate. But, I mean, hey, he just so happened to rotate just a little too soon. We talk about in-game rotations on low materials. You have to time it. When you have high ground like that, you wait. You got to hold the brakes. You got to, show diligence and patience and let those guys go first and recycle them. So
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are hopping into game number 2 of the European Finals. We hope you're enjoying all this incredible action. We still have 5 games left to cast, Monster. There's still so much we need to see here, and we are now gearing up.
These players better lay it on the table. This is your opportunity, guys. Game 1 was amazing. 5 more intense battles to come. The bus seems to be splitting down the map again from the west to eastern side. Another great battle bus. You love to see great battle buses. You never want one that's too favorable to one side or another. It can really throw off a player's game.
Yeah, for sure. Someone we haven't seen yet is Keenstar. Obviously, he did make it in.
Initially.
And, looking for redemption. We're hoping to see what he can do. I mean, he is a menace, honestly. He's super calculated, super tactical.
Absolutely.
So I'm hoping to see him come out more. But now players
look at Pleasant Park again. Loaded with players. Retail Rail seems to be loaded with players again. Salty Springs surprisingly uncontested for a 2nd game in a row. If you're someone that, pretty much got taken out early on. I think last game was Keolis who led the game with a 50-second early game Elam, legit like in the lead. You want to be, it looks like Samsung might be taking the first one here. It takes out Claymore. I'm just so interested in how people are willing to YOLO land for a weapon. It's so scary. Samsung secures the first elimination in just shy of a minute.
That's right. And Zexro, I wonder if he's aware of that llama very close by, because that would definitely help out his early game.
Here's another small tidbit of information. Keenstar with the longest elimination so far with 8 minutes. 2 llamas in the same area over here as well around Zexro.
There's 2 llamas, so there's that llama we just saw. There's actually a second one very, very close by.
Llamas for early games set you up amazing competitive mode, not just for the materials you get the early bump on, but more importantly, the ammunition. It's hard to come across medium ammo. It's even tougher when you need light ammo to, break down walls and stuff. Early game ammunition, super important to your resource economy.
Now we're over at Retail. Or just getting back over with Warp. This is someone we've definitely had very high expectations for, and he's just delivering, man.
What a loadout to kind of land on. Not only a legendary burst rifle, but a grenade launcher, a sniper, and a shotgun. He has a full tactical kit right here.
I don't think he saw Aces just disengage, so he's just trying to play it a little safe, still 2nd game. These are all incredible players. You got to show respect.
Yeah, Aces had also no HP, so Warp already landing shots on that player. He did manage to shield up to full. Obviously, didn't realize he kind of rotated out. Lucky Aces kind of gets away from Warp.
And Ego is here in yonder yard. Finds himself a slurp. He does have that purple heavy assault rifle, which is really good. It's been beaming people down all day.
Last game,
all day yesterday. Yeah,
last game, Keoli is pretty much starting things off with the first elimination. Now it seems like his place is being contested, and he didn't catch the Elam early on, so he's got something to worry about. Ego popping that slurp juice is going to put him up to 75 shield soon, and if he doesn't push now, if he can't get shield now, he's going to be in a rough spot.
Keo's got poisons. The stinks. That's what you like to see. Over at Tilted, we see Mel side here as well. We saw a lot of Mel side yesterday, and this is a very, very talented player. And it looks like Just Illegal actually picks up both of those llamas that were near Zexro.
Just Illegal going from 0 to hero. That's going to put him at 400 cat, minimal for all of his materials, and the ammunition for days right now to push any player comfortably.
On top of any utility items that are going to come out.
Players are at his mercy right now. And looks like he always is keeping up the aggression here. He manages to land a little bit of a shot. That's
30.
shield right there. He's going to need more than that, though. He's getting chunked here. If he can't land any shots, he's got to back up. Definitely a good time to get out of here. And is he going to box here? Yup, there's burning through resources that he really doesn't own. The cutoff! What a play.
Wow. Haze Ego immediately identifying where he might be backtracking to. Recognizes going through that little door. We just fought through there. I'm going to walk back, and there it is.
Best part about it is he was under pressure, so he knew where the Splodes were opening locations, and he uses that little bit of information to catch a drop on his opponent.
Looking over at Ghost Isa, who picks up a grappler. We'll take a look at this replay.
Isa off to one crazy start, busting through the wall.
Whoa!
Savage.
Okay, breach and clear. All right.
I like that play. We've seen, what was it, Mitro, who first kind of introduced this to the game, right? Using those impulses to break through builds in a flashy way. I mean, it's effective.
That's right. Caxi taking a ton of damage with Lodo down below. Looks like there was someone else looking to third-party that. Yeah,
Caxi was probably in the lead for this battle for a little bit. Not anymore. Now Lodo's turning things around, turning things into his favor with that hand cannon. Not trying to give Caxi a moment to breathe here. And there it is. He's bringing him down with the hand cannon. He's just one shot.
Boogie! What about Boogie himself?
Oh, no! Unfortunately, Boogie's himself, but he does have a second one. He's going to follow up with it. He hits it. He can't miss this shot. He's making sure it's a headshot. He misses. The pressure.
It's all right. He picks it up, though. Caxi turning that around. Wow.
No, if he would have if he would have missed that shot, that would have been very, very rough, to say the least. Lucky that third party didn't, decide to dive in there. That would have been quite the spectacle to come in on. 2 players boogied somehow.
Yeah, 2 players boogied. Over to Vorban near Risky. Solary Airwalks down below.
Vorin had a great showing last game. I mean, let's see what he's going to have here. He's putting that pressure on. He's got good materials too, so I'm assuming both these players had enough time to kind of farm and get comfortable. Airwalks burning through materials here, playing that low ground, trying to figure out an exit route here. I guess the strategy is to just dynamite the place, open it up, and then impulse on out. So far, so good.
And pay attention to the loadout. He's got 2 half shields and 4 minis, so he's looking to trade here. Airwalks can only mini back up to 25 with that 1 mini, potentially 50 if he only takes 25 chip damage there, but Vorwin very much in control of that situation.
Yeah, here's a little bit of replay from Boyer now, and it's a shot hit right there. Oh, gosh.
80 to the face.
6 HP is scary to be down on. Oh, hello? Yep, give him his face back. That's right. Coming in with a quick phone call right there. He needs it back. The 180 hurts.
And now we're out at Now, who's up top again with Zexro. And guys, in case you missed yesterday, Zexro and both Mitro are 2 players that have qualified for the North American and the European qualifiers. So keep an eye out for both of these guys.
Are these guys going head-to-head right now? Is that what's happening here? Oh, I thought for a second that was Mitro sitting on his 1x1.
No, oh no.
Oh gosh, we were in for a standoff.
Yeah, that would actually be a fight I would want to see. So everyone, go to the edges of the map. Let's let these 2 come together. Let's let them fight it out. Let's see how it goes.
We had a little bit of Twitter banter yesterday. We were kind of showing off. Zexro saying that he wants to challenge up Mitro here on his region. So a little bit of a contestation right there. So looks like Aries is in a tight spot. We got to interview him yesterday. We know he's a great player. We know he has what it takes to qualify. And he's just not in a position that you want to see yourself in. Very low HP, limited heals, and pressure from 2 players below him.
Yeah, he's not looking good right now. Now, if he can get these other 2 to kind of fight each other, he can definitely be in a better spot. But looks like Ketcher just bails on the entire situation.
I mean, this plays into his favor, kind of, because now he's not getting pressured, at least by two different factors here. He used all of his meds right there. It looks like that was just the last of his bandages. Doesn't even put him over 75. Oh, that was the last one.
Okay, so he's going to use that last one to go up to 75. Those 4 extra hit points, super valuable to him. Now, the key differences here are the shotguns. He's got a blue tack, which is good, but that pump is, I mean, at this health, if he can get one
he
pump
can connect,
off,
yeah,
he's gonna take him down.
I mean, it also has the the benefit of carrying long, down range basically. So yeah, the pump shotgun is not the weapon you want to be going against, especially when your opponent is low ground. Playing a low ground like this, he can carry that damage upwards towards you when you're in the high ground for your peaks. So if I'm him, I just kind of buy a little bit of time, get out of here, and try to get my farm back on. Got to get his materials in order. Or he has to make a really big play here and get some shield off this engagement falconing touch, which is also pretty difficult.
Now we see the new safe zone encompassing just around Leaky Lake and Tomato Temple and the divot as well. And we'll look at the scoreboard where we see Gaffo up top with 3 eliminations, Nico right behind with 2. I mean, again, Issa showing up as well with 2 eliminations.
Yeah, J1 Nasta, another player we saw yesterday, just having a very consistent performance. He's off to a good start right now. Gaffo currently our elimination leader in the lead with elims, and looks like he's on a good spot for this this map to just kind of chill out. There's not a lot of players on that north side of the map either. Most of these guys are contesting the southern and southwest area of this map.
We see the Vic. We watched him play second in a game yesterday, and then immediately after that, taking a victory royale. And over the hill, there is Mitro as well. Camo here, too. I mean,
yeah, these guys also happen to be like center map. Mitro known for his high placements, not necessarily for contesting players head to head all the time. He's definitely one that picks and chooses his battle. These guys are, it's no surprise they're playing the middle map right now. They want zone, they want to chill, they want to make it to end game. Just Illegal, our 2 llama holder, right? He's loaded with ammunition, so he's just hanging out right now. He knows that he's got what it takes to make it an end game and really put in the pressure with the AR. So, good plays for them.
And he's got himself a quad launcher here. 3 rockets in the chamber. Down below, Narward is probably right around, I don't know, 112 HP effectively. He also has a quad launcher.
Oh,
okay,
no,
okay.
Double quad. So both of them have the destructive power to bring everything down right now. Whale looks like he's opting to fire one of his limited shots first, showing that he does have the quad launch. He's going to go right into the 1x1. Eats a hand cannon. Oh, no, that was actually a shotgun. Yeah. Blue pump.
And there you go. No Word is gets the payout there. That
No Word
extra 50,
is, yeah,
definitely
he's so loaded now. His loadout's great. I think he had even a legendary scar in the mix there. That's just a great loadout.
Again, another name, Axe, having that high ground. And down on the bottom right, you see Just Illegal. He was the 2 llama holder, the llama king currently.
Interesting for Axe to commit such a strong 1x1 force, just kind of showing everyone where he is and asserting really just a powerful spot, a key location on the top of the divot here. You don't see a lot of players this early decide to go so high. I feel like that was in the past. Most players like to conserve materials, but Axe is just looking for dominant position. Issa pushing his way through the builds.
Another aggressive player, and you know what? He finds himself in elimination, has the minis to top back off, so he's going to be all right.
Yesterday, Issa had like one solid game that really nudged him way up to the top 10 positioning, if I'm not mistaken. Today, it looks like he's back-to-back performing right now, so managed to score himself a ton of points last game, pretty much, and now starting things off on a great footing. That's 3 elims already. 65 players remain.
That's right. He's got himself a point. And keep in mind, he did get the 5 from last game with the victory out and the 6 elimination chain together. So he's going to be sitting on 6 points at minimum after this game. And I mean, he's poised himself in a really good spot, just hunkered down on the mountain here, being able to observe everyone else, be like, hey, what's going on? Where are you guys? I see where you're at.
Yeah, Issa so far really showing that he wants the 75K in prize. I mean, he won the last game, and he's still, with that lead, pushing players when he doesn't have to right now. He could be playing a slow game to kind of just cushion up, but he's taking a risk that it takes to be #1, because there is a lot of risk involved in going for the big plays to get the big points.
Look at this new safe circle. North side up by Tomato Temple. And a lot of these flies at the diner right now.
If you look at the map right now, I would say like 90% of these guys are not in the zone, and a lot of them have to run through one another. This is a zone that is flooded with players, over 60 outside of the zone right now.
And I mean, here's the thing, man. This is because it's a circle within a circle. There's a lot of opportunities to get in and get safe. So there's kind of not like a single funnel spot, right? So we're going to see players potentially making long rotations, You know, the instinct is, look, I'm just going to run in and get safe, but you can't do that with 100 or the 99 other best players in the European region.
Someone has finally been eliminated. It was about a minute and a half of idle time of players just playing the zone and just those little micro plays of the mind games that it takes in these end games to survive. But now the rotations are beginning and players are getting knocked. Elims are starting to happen again.
Issa keeping up that high ground over there. Over to Razgul. Loadout's looking pretty all right, all things considered. He's got the dynamite as well as the pump. And the heavy assault rifle. We see Rasmusi go down there.
Whoa, looking to bring down the shell of this. He's going to sit behind this wall because he knows he can take it down with him without taking any damage. And it just wasn't enough.
Now reassessing and reevaluating. Should I do this? You know, let's just box back up. It's all good.
Yeah, he was expecting a player to come down from that, but this is pretty fortified. And it's actually Issa above him. That's who he's trying to bring down from the build. Mexi in a 1v1 versus the Vic, while getting pressure by Scram from the backside.
There was a lot, but look who else is still alive. That's Keenstar, looking to make his redemption story possible. He does have 2 eliminations and a hand cannon to his name. Looking to shut down Ace here.
Yeah, he's got himself a nice, comfy little home right here, just on the edge of the base. Keenstar with 2 eliminations. He needs 1 more to secure himself a point in this game format here, which is the big bonus.
Nico here, Ace as well. And let's not forget, over the hill, there was that massive battle going on. So we'll have to keep our eyes out on that kill feed. I mean, back to the action. Look, Issa had that high ground, had immediately gets dropped down. Mitro over the hill here. Just illegal. We saw him, the Llama King. He's poised, ready to go.
Yeah, I like what Issa did there. Although he's using his very valuable grapplers, he's managing to conserve resources, letting players go first, and then piggybacking off of those to shoot himself to the next zone. And that's the problem with rotating without building. It's a risk versus reward. You start getting beamed through the walls here.
Now, here's the thing, man. If he could trade out with another player, he does have that gold heavy pump. So if he can one-tap someone, he can get the 50 health back. That'll give a little bit of shield as well.
Yeah, but Issa quickly recognizing that he's in a tight situation here. It was Mitro that landed some shots on him, it seems, and he knows he's got to back up here. Mitro's off to the races with the grappler gun. He's gone from this battle. There's way too many players on top of him. He doesn't want to be here. Issa understands he's got to get out of here as well, using his last heals now. This is make or break situation. Either he gets an Elan, or he's going to be up for a really rough rotation in a bit.
That is 2 more explosives falling behind him right there.
You can see the dynamite lighting effects just all around him. Things are kind of tripping out here.
This isn't looking good. He's doing everything.
Yeah, he's just trying to stay alive right now. Players realizing that he's in a tight situation. This is probably a free Elam.
Now all he's got left is the metal, and that's a telltale, right? You see that, you see a player building with metal, you're like, they're probably out of everything else. Have to see if players capitalize on this, but look at the new safe zone. It's up by the corrupted zone, and there's not a lot of play space to work with right now.
Well, this is a great zone for majority of the players. A lot of them do seem to just kind of be sitting up there. Battling themselves, though, which means players moving in are going to have some pretty easy rotations because all the focus is on your neighbor, the guy next to you. Issa actually dives down on the player. He decides that that's not the fight he wants to take. He also decides that this is the time he needs to waste all of his resources as far as grapple shots go. He's got to burn it all right now to make it happen.
Trying to catch someone as they make these late rotations. He's got his eyes on Scram.
He needs 1 more shot here. He knows that this is a player that's really weak. This is his opportunity to get some HP. He gets it. That's exactly what he wanted. That's 50 for him. Now you gotta feel the confidence, kind of feeling for him. Like this is now 1 point away or 1 elim away from the next point, and he's healthy for this rotation.
That's right. We saw him get chipped down a little bit, but with those extra 50 health and or shield coming in, he's back in it.
Yeah, the best players know that when they can fight on the rotation, and he's looking for these opportunities. These players are getting chipped off. He's just following the the wave, and that's the player that probably took that player out. No, losing his lead now.
That's okay. He's going to be all right. On the rotation, he did find 266 brick just near that purple shotgun there, so he's going to have materials going into these last few circles. 30 players left with 5 seconds to go.
Issa is making the right call here. He has to be hyper aggressive on low HP and pretty much what might be the end of his game. If he cannot get an elim, it's just going to hold him back, right? He's one shy of a point, and that's the HP he needs. He picks one up. So now he's at 96. If he can get another one, he can get the shield he needs. He'll be back in the game.
And he already has 5 eliminations. Monster at 2 more, and he hits the next threshold, and he could potentially see a big bonus.
The combination of the grenade launcher and, you know, AR follow-up here is just great. He's blowing up builds, he's exposing players, and following up with the very accurate, you know, epic scar here.
And that's the thing, man, is that's
finding opportunity.
Okay, wow, beaming people left and right.
If we can have a damage king, he is on it right here. No one giving him any contestation whatsoever. He's just sitting high and pretty, destroying players on their rotations, exposing a lot of grenade launcher shots there.
There is one player running down below. Did he see him? I'm not sure. Again, Issa, 6 eliminations. Right behind him, Norwood with 5.
Absolutely skyrocketing himself to the top here. He's looking to become the #1 for this game right now. If he can break this big bonus threshold, he will probably be very hard to take down from #1 right now.
That's right. He already has 5 points after the first game.
And look at who's right next to him. Just Illegal. Has the ammunition he needs. Obviously doesn't have the HP to fight him either. Issa says, you know what? I want to get to this next zone.
Man, I think Issa's playing this really well, taking that low ground.
Does he risk the corrupt zone? He decides not to take the corrupted stone. He has no more AR left. He needs, again, he's getting eliminations, but he cannot get the spoils from the eliminations.
That's right. Keep an eye on the mats. Only
That's it.
200.
Oh,
it's
no.
down. Thomas takes him down, shuts him down. Dougie, new blood as well.
Thomas HD takes down our champion before being pretty much slaughtered himself on the storm line there from the players that are holding the inside. Dougie just shy of top 10 right here, looking to get himself a point. Top 10 earn 1 point. This is where you do not want to get eliminated. You almost kind of don't even want to battle either. You want other people to give you this point for you.
Now we're over to Farron's. And again, guys, a top 10, you get yourself 1 point. So we're going to see things slow down. No one wants to make a mistake. No one wants to be eliminated here early. They want to make it to that top 10.
So typically you want to be one of the first to rotate out, but when you have 4 players or 5 players leading the rotation right here, you kind of want people to go in front of you. That way you can catch them on their exposed positionings, which I think Gaffal's looking for because he just needs 1 more. He's already pretty much maxed out on HP, being that he just went, you know, and campfired fully here. And there it is. He's catching players. They're going across. He's just playing it nice and slow, but all focus turns on him as Just Illegal catches a much-needed elimination. That's going to get him to 80 HP because he was really low.
Dougie is up top, maintaining the high ground. A few quick lasers come out. And that is his 2nd elimination under his belt.
It's actually Mexi who gets taken out there. 1 more player to be eliminated, grants everyone else a point. And there we have it. Airwalks is going to get shotgunned.
We are now in top 10. So everyone here is going to get a point, and they're looking to place top 3rd, or 2nd or 3rd for that extra additional point. Obviously, that Victory Royale. Farron's with 5 eliminations.
That was a huge elim for Farron's, not only getting him to top 10, but getting him his 5 elims, and he's just breaking his way through the builds. Just barely. The Storm's going to take him out. Dougie gets shot by Raptor here. Ooh, gets taken out by Sky. Sky, another player we saw putting in work yesterday. Just Illegal's probably going to get taken out the Sky here. That glider really easy to kind of, you know, recognize coming down. He's so low in HP. Someone just got jumped into the Storm. Gebber's with the Storm against the back. He can't get ticked here either.
Top 5 situation right now. Skype, Gamru, Gebber, Sokka, and Just Illegal. Just Illegal going down there.
Sokka catches him on the ground level, eats an RPG, followed up from Skype with a shotgun. That's going to take him out. Skype has pretty much the best positioning right here. Gebber's down. False is death. It's a 1v1.
Gamru versus Skype. Who takes it all? Take a look at the loadouts. Skype does have the 1 grappler and 1 RPG.
He's going to go for the 1 grapple shot play. Skype has so much in his pocket though, as far as resources go. He can make any play that he chooses right now. Gamru is in a bad situation right here. 1 RPG shot down. Now he has no more of that. These are his final materials right here. Gamru's just trying to hold the high ground with what he has left. The pressure is coming in.
Look at the difference in
He's shaking. He's going to fall here. It takes a lot of damage.
Wait, did Skype see him?
He had to have seen that happen. Skype now turning things around. Let's see what Gamru has.
Gamru's
He's
out of
got to
build.
land his shots. That's 84. He trades back and forth.
Oh, Sky's got to be careful if he gets ticked there by the storm.
He does have time to heal, though. This is really bad for Gamru right here. Shaping out to be a win for Skype.
There you go. Gamru was down to 18 HP, and Sky closes out the game with a 78 to the face.
Nonetheless, what a great effort from Gamru to make it to top 3 2 games in a row. You have to show him some respect for that. Not only that, putting in work in those end games. Unfortunately, though, RPG, Grappler, just Sky had what he needed to make those plays. Brings him down with the RPG, grapples up to the top, changes the entire game around, and there you have it. Loses that high ground really quick.
That's right. We actually had 4 players in game 1 that had 4 eliminations, and in game 2 we had 5 players with 4 eliminations. So many of them coming near to that second threshold, just clawing, reaching for those extra points. But a stellar game number 2, so we'll take a look at that final elimination coming out of game number 2 in the finals, the European region.
And there you have it. Look, Gamru had no HP. There was no way he was going to be able to survive this. And it was actually a 79 shot from Skype, so he needed a lot more than what he had there. Prior to that, it was an 80 shot from the pump from Skype. Skype was just connecting all the way through.
Yeah, Sky was in control pretty much the entire time. The only difference was that Gamru had 15 effective bandages in his inventory. He actually had like a stack of 8 and 13, and then he kind of went through them, only having the assault rifle and the shotgun there as well. So.
And the reason Sky was able to really assert, the powerful positioning there is because he was getting those endgame elims. It gave him all the shield he needed. Gamru just couldn't catch one in time. I think it was actually snagged from Sky, so that was a game changer for him because he was left on 9 shield when Sky pretty much skyrocketed right back up off the heal bonuses.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was a crazy game.
That was a good game too.
This is finals, man. They are shaping up. They were not looking to disappoint. A lot of these players looking to show up and just keep things going. We'll take a look at the highlights of this game number 2. I mean, I'm pumped, dude. My heart's racing.
That was a great game too.
I was gonna say, let's not forget the Llama King. Just illegal fighting 2 llamas.
You see it set him up all the way for endgame, just having the resources early on enough to get to positioning, get the jump. This is that crazy boogie bomb play we saw right here, nearly costing him his own game, and then he missed one, which was insane because he managed to get a shot off. Lotto actually got a shot off before the boogie was up.
Let's not forget this crazy impressive play from Issa. I mean, not many people do stuff like that. We've only seen Mitro really kind of replicate those types of behaviors there, but
yeah, it's a hard play to pull off. You got to know, like, Issa knew not to jump right there, right? He just wanted to be pushed several tiles forward. It was a very perfectly executed impulse play. KFL jumped right over a spike trap there. If he would have landed on that, it would have been rough. Fighting in the storm, couldn't get it.
And Sky here taking this game number 2 with 4 eliminations to his name.
Yeah, playing it safe too, making sure, you know what, I'm going to shield up here. Can't take the risk. And it works out.
He actually jumped down. He went for it. We'll take a look at the standings. Issa still leading the pack with 7 total points. Skype right behind him with 5. Gamru in 3rd place with 4 points. Farron's in 4th with 3. And Camo in 5th with 3 points as well. Don't forget, guys, everyone that competes today will place in the money, but it is top 20 that are shooting for those higher prize pools. Right now, that's Mel side, and now Ngaffo just being edged out.
Yeah, I mean, if you find yourself with like 3+ points, you kind of know you're sitting really good for that top 20 right now. And yeah, for these people now, look, we're down to 36 players that have earned themselves a point as well. These guys are not far behind. Anything can happen in any one of these games. Just the right battles at the right times, the right positioning. You'll find yourself with 3-4+ points, getting closer and closer to top 10.
That's right. We actually saw Keenstar there in the 48th place. He was in game. He had 2 eliminations, came super close to having that extra one for that first point. Couldn't quite make it, so we'll have to keep an eye on him for the remaining games. We're getting ready for game number 3. For you guys at home, do not forget to use that hashtag Winter Royale. We want to hear from you. These games are crazy. We've got 4 left to go. And let us know if you're new to Fortnite, what have you learned? We'd love to know. But yeah, man, what do you think? What do you think? We're gearing up for halfway through.
These guys are setting the bar high.
I mean,
I can't believe Ghost Issa was like just dominating like that after winning the first game and then coming in and, darn near winning the second game. He was so close to hitting that big bonus. If he would have broke free with the big bonus, I think he would have just, that's it, hit the finish line, to be honest. Yeah. That was a close one. So people got to kind of be unfortunately happy to him finding his demise when he did, because he was this close to just, yeah, first place is mine, dudes. Good luck, everybody. You know what I mean? He almost just took off, dude.
That's right. We'll take a look at the stats. Just a reminder, and these are global stats from all the qualifiers. Again, 9.2 million total players. That number is insane. And now to narrow it down to the top 100 best of the European region. Think about that. These are the top 100 best players for just Europe.
Yeah, these are some of the most sweet stats I've ever seen. Just shots fired, hours played. My favorite, fall damage deaths, 1.89 mil to those. It's a lot of people, pretty much falling and getting taken out throughout this this crazy week or so we've had.
I almost want to see the stats like NA versus EU, because again, these
this
are
is
combined.
Just combined, yeah. But 9
so
points.
Maybe it's EU has maybe one more of this thing versus NA has one more of this thing or whatever. That'd be really interesting to see.
It's crazy, but ultimately at the end of the day, we're down to the top 200. If you manage to get close, if you manage to break that threshold, if you manage to get this far, you're amazing, and you can see why right there. 9.2 million tried, you made it in, so you're a winner already in my book.
That's right. And of course, if they make it to the top 100, not only bragging rights, not only money, but of course, if they take it all, they can say, I am the #1 player for my region.
That's a tough seed.
That would be, that's ultimate bragging rights.
Yeah, it's you put in your little Twitter bio, you know what I'm saying?
#1 player for Europe. #1 player for North America and the region. No big deal.
Something light, sign me.
Can you imagine? We'll take a look at that moment with Caxi. I actually want to revisit this moment with the boogie bomb, the double boogie bombs coming out. That was really, it was very close. So Caxi accidentally also boogie bombed himself.
I'm willing to say this is one of the clumsiest professional level plays we've ever seen, but that's what makes it so great, is that it could have went anyway. Lotto gets a shot off, which means that if he would have survived that, Caxi would have been so clipped. Yeah. Caxi manages to, gather it right there. I'm sure his heart dropped when he missed that second shot. Whoa.
Well, it's like, okay, I have to do this. Boogie bomb one. You're like, I boogie bomb myself.
Yeah, and then it's
boogie bomb second. Okay.
And you miss a stun target. What happened, dude? What happened?
A shot. But it's okay. He cleaned it up. Yeah, it was probably a little bit of nerves. It's kind of rough. You put 100 of the best competitors from Europe in one lobby, and you're going to get a little shaky. You're going to get a little shook, all right?
Probably. You don't know who you're going against. These guys are insane.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Of course, guys, we want to hear from you. Who you think? Who would you like to see win?
Tag
anyone? Oh, okay, there you go. Tag anyone that you'd like to see come out. I mean, for me, again, there's just so many incredible players that are playing right now. New blood, old blood, and I'm just excited to be here in Cassie's games with you, man.
Yeah, me too. I'm lucky enough to be back on this stage with you, Zeke. So
third time.
Thanks for having me, guys. Let's get it. We're getting this halfway point. The halfway point right here. This is game 3, guys.
Let's do a game number 3 underway. The battle bus is on its way to the island as we speak. Now, someone I would love to take a look at is Kinstar again. We saw him with the 2 eliminations, getting so close to his first point.
Almost like somewhat of an underdog, right? He just came, kind of missed the opportunity, then managed, miraculously snag his way back in. So this is his time to really make a name for himself and showcase, hey, I should be here and I want to win this. This is his opportunity. It looks like we are just another great battle bus, man. These guys are, a lot of favor as far as battle bus goes here, splitting it down the middle. Just another one, north to south here. Everyone's going to get a fair shot at gliding to where they want to be. And it looks like the llamas are in the northern side of the map this time around. Pleasant.
Yeah. Spread out pretty well there. A lot of these guys, I mean, look how many players just making their way to this left side of the map.
Yeah, they have a long glide here. Luckily for the guys on the eastern side, they're going to, kind of touch down first, get a little bit of the advantage as far as the early game looting goes. I mean, that makes a little bit of a difference. That's how the bus can impact your game. Where you like to land, how quickly you get to get touched down, and just get your stuff together.
We're actually seeing Noword find the first elimination at 46 seconds.
46 seconds.
Noword says, look, guys, I'll take first blood. No big deal.
Yeah, hate to see it. Here's Kylster, not off to a good start either. He's going to get beamed down by an AR and a pump shotgun as soon as he touches down as well. Marky recognizing, hey, that's a pump shotgun. I'm going to back up here. I don't have the loadout for this battle. Yeah, it's because he's got a tactical. I mean, he does have a hand cannon, but it's more important to kind of survive this right now. Play the long game.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get a body shot, that's 75. That's nothing to scoff at. That would definitely send Marky reeling, but,
Yeah, you got to think
still
about
gotta land
it. For all he knows, he just got this player got a quick elim, and his shield is up. Now his shield is definitely up. Now he's popped the pot right there. But yeah, at first might have sounded like a good idea, but after that shot goes off, you recognize that you know that's an elim. You know he's healed up higher than you. It's risky.
That's right, and that's kind of the big difference. Is again that 50 health on elim. You just have to constantly respect. You can't. Normally, you'd hear a shot, you'd hear two people fighting, like, oh, they're definitely weak.
Yeah, no.
And in a lot of circumstances, they would be.
Right. This is a competitive, game shifter here. It's hard to realize when a player's really weak.
I like Marky hiding behind the pillar there because you have the window that does face the hall there. So
Ooh,
not careful.
No, Marky off to terrible push here. Gets hit first, and it was actually a headshot.
So
this is Sokka's fight to win. Yeah, he's pretty much going to clean that up. Soka off to amazing start here.
Yeah, he was just in a really great position there. At the moment he started to make the rotation, Soka had the shots. They were headshots as well.
I'm kind of sad he didn't pick up those trusty boogies right there. He just left them.
Well, he probably saw the clips. He was like, look, I saw what happened last game. I don't want to replicate those clips. Good.
Here's Lodo going on a head-to-head versus Rick here in Retail Row. Riska. And Riska has someone underneath him, a threat. Markel just chilling in the basement here.
We're at Retail Row. We get the new safe zone. It's up near Junks inside.
Those are great grenades. If Riska didn't move up in time right there, he was actually going to be trapped inside with one. But those are going to actually give a little bit of benefit to Riska here because he's not going to expose Markel, who's running actually not low on resources, a lot more than I expected here. He just doesn't have the HP he wants. That's a shot traded off right there. He's trying to bait him in, seeing if he can find his player exposed for a second.
Riska's just on the back. Oh, he ricocheted off the wall.
Riska coming in and eliminating the third party here. That's going to get him his shield back up. So Lodo, unfortunately, mistiming the push. And now it looks like this is Riska's elim to catch. All he has to do is bully his way through.
Doing the best that he can, keeping the pyramid up top. I mean, if Riska can punch through, he does have that heavy shotgun, so...
He just has to be the aggressor here. He has to continue this pressure that he's doing, and that's it. He finds the opportunity to slip on in there, and Marco goes down.
And now with that 50, I mean, he's just topped off. 100, 100, ready to go.
Yeah, he went from arguably, like, no shield to, like, really good shield, obviously, at max now. He can push any player that he wants comfortably. We have Zexro versus Keemstar. This is a nice little battle we should probably focus in on. And someone just gliding on by. It's going to be a free one for Zexro. All he's got to do is land one more. That player was super lit.
It was Atlantis Swag who makes it about.
Sneaks into the build. Keemstar's going to lose all shield and get hit for HP. 110.
Wow, Zexro made that look so easy. Now, Keemstar did crack back. That's why we see him go back up to 176.
Zexro destroyed Keemstar right there, just slipping through all the builds. That was pretty sneaky. And now he knows there's a player in Diner who was just recently on whites as far as HP goes. So he's probably going to go push for that player as well.
Apostle finds himself a supply drop. Okay, a gold compact and a grappler as well.
Apostle, someone that put in a lot of work yesterday.
Yeah. The Storm King.
The Storm King, right. You got to coin that one because Apostle was taking all kinds of battles on his rotations out and not only taking them, being very successful with the fights. That's what's most important.
And I'll take a look at this. We just saw this fight in Greasy.
Oh, no.
Atlantis Swag looked to disengage.
I'll meet you in the lobby, brother.
That's right. I'll see you back in the lobby.
Later. Yeah, unfortunately, Atlantis Swag's run comes to an end. Zexro already damaging this player, and he couldn't find heals, so he had to early rotate, which obviously exposes him.
Now we're over to Nord, who found the fastest elim in this game.
Okay, so double barrel play right there. Nicely done. Quick edits right there. That was a good play. Rasgal, seeing that the fight's going on here, he wants a piece of the action.
Raz at 100, 100, so this is a very different fight for both of these players.
Yeah, even the way the pushes are a lot different now. In the past, you would see people do a lot of double ramp rush push. Now saw a single ramp rush push ever since the explosive meta kind of started taking over the game. So Fortnite's just changing day in and day out. And here it is. The counter push happens. The cone play was down. He manages to turn that around swiftly, finds the opportunity to sneak on in. A little bit of a Harry Potter situation here where he misses himself. And now Rascal's over top. Quick edits. Ramps were played. He can't jump in there, though. He's got to be careful. Still has to be cautious, although he has a lead right now. That's a double barrel. Double barrel will put you down. He says no. He's going to go for it.
So much respect coming out of Raz, knowing to just not hold W.
Yeah, he makes the edit. He catches the wall here. And that was well, really well executed by Rascal, turning around the situation from the low ground. Great execution of not missing his builds.
And now we can see Boyer here versus Nico.
Yeah, Nico just above Zexro. Nico with no shield here. Zexro pretty healthy. Getting pressured by Boyer. Is he going to be able to exact revenge here? Zexro did manage to pretty much roll up on the person that slayed Boyer earlier. Boyer decides, you know what? I'm not going to fight next to 2 players. He backs up.
And that's actually interesting because Zexro, I mean, he could have taken that fight, but...
I mean,
I'm sorry, Boyer could have taken that fight, but maybe he's just like, you know what? I don't know. I don't have enough information. Maybe it just might be time to bail.
Yeah, I think what happened was Zexro started disengaging, and he was just thinking probably to himself, you know what? This is now 1v1. I don't want to be in a 1v1. I want to be in a 1 versus distracted players.
I'm looking at third party at all
I'm looking
moments.
to get in this, yeah.
Yeah. And now we're at Tilted. We see Melside again. I mean, Melside's, I guess, Tilted is his home.
Yeah, he's been hugging him for quite some time. Baba Bless here versus Ono Kill. I think, again, we saw these players going against yesterday. They had a lot of feud here because they play the same areas. So just recognizing who's the stronger player here. Baba Bless is going to get it. Pushing him up to 66 HP. He's also battling in the storm here. Someone's going to be holding him out. He's going to burn a lot of resources on his push. But Screeky doesn't have a lot of HP to peek either.
And Screeky, man, he's like, look, I hear some action. I see you right there. I saw the builds. I'd like to third party this as you try to make your way in.
And he hit a shot for Wedge, so Screeky does know Baba Bless is pretty weak, but looking into the storm, it's really hard to track players. Baba Bless using the rotation skills to kind of go around the side here. And good building from him, just buying himself some more and more time, taking his time. He's got to make sure he's at a certain HP threshold. Nice hand cannon shot in return to counter pressure, giving him just enough time to push up on Screek.
But look, Mr. Bruz not that far behind, looking to third party and join in this fight.
Yeah, as much as Screeky wants to dive in his player, he doesn't have shield either, so he's a little bit nervous.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he builds right on top of Screek.
And look, so now Bruz is on Screeky's left. Baba Bless applying pressure with that hand cannon, just busting through that bunker right now.
Baba Bless is trying to pretty much antagonize Bruz to focus on the bottom player. It's kind of like one of those things like, I'm not going to shoot at you, Bruz. I'm going to shoot at the guy below you. You want to fight him? And being that he went back up to the top now, Baba Bless has to force the hand here and pressure the top player. So Bruz indecisive of who he wants to focus first. He kind of realizes, I'm assuming, that Baba Bless is trying to bait him into fighting this bottom player. And Bless doesn't want to get out of here because he also knows the opportunity to kind of get one. Yeah, Bruz says, you know what? There's a little too much going on here. I'm going to get out of here. Forget you guys. You guys can fight each other.
Yeah, they need to start making rotations up by Leaky Lake, Lazy, and Tomato Temple right now.
I had a feeling Screeky's going to hit this shot. He's only got 2 to make. A lot of peeking going on from Bless.
He does have that bolt action, man. If he gives him just a single window, he's going to down this player.
I mean, even if he hits this shot right here out the sky, it's possible.
Take a look at this replay coming out of Evo's here. Oh, wow.
What a trade.
You like to see it.
He had a chug jug, so he's back.
Yeah, he's like, as long as I live this engagement, I'll be all right.
If Asus would have just committed to that, that would have been a free elim on Baba Bless. Obviously, you don't know when someone's shieldless. That man just floated on by, almost a free elim. Screeky's, like, all these guys are arguably easy elims for Asus, so you just, you know, you just don't know who's healthy and who's not.
Now Swazu here, looking to engage Melside in Tilted Towers. Mel drops super, super low.
And in those pierce shots with that SMG, the high fire rate manages to sometimes chip away from your opponent.
Mel has 1 elimination, looking to find more to get that extra point on the board.
Yeah, Melside using a great use of his edits here, just, you know, rotating his staircases to make sure he's constantly behind multiple layers of protection so he doesn't get pierced through like that again. This is some good work from Melside.
This could be the first elimination we've seen. It's been about 2 minutes since we've seen the last elim.
But there's been a lot of fights, so it's not like people aren't trying to get these. It's just, you know, no one's going to give away a free elim in top 100 players in the region.
Oh, super close.
That was a shot being made. Melside just 1 hit, and he does land it. Swazu gets it.
You saw he took the extra moment there just to let that first shot accuracy reapply itself, and he just takes a shot. And look, Zexro there as well, leaving Tilted
Yeah, we already know what Zexro can do with a heavy AR. Yesterday, he was beaming players on rotations and landing his shots. You got to be careful when Zexro's fully kitted like this.
Gold heavy. Times 2. Literally. I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
He's
All
got
right,
the
Zex.
legendary loadout right there is looking so strong. Zexro's just going to chill here. He's going to wait for this player to come on out and see what he can find. And there it is. He catches another player getting to his farm. He knows there's a player in the storm, but he does land some super crazy critical shots on the player in front of him. Zex now being hit by another player, so that's going to put him down in a tight situation where he's going to have to heal. So he's going to lose track of his first prey, but whoever sways who's just coming in on a storm, I think he pushed the wrong one. Zexro's not going to let him get away with this.
Desperately trying to bandage up, getting ready for this next encounter. But you said it best. Zexro's not the raid boss you want to fight right now.
Yeah, Zexro's just kind of scouting his area, making sure the coast is clear to fully commit to this battle before he has to rotate. He's probably looking at the time, the zone, and what he's got to do here. And there it is. Swazu misses the shot. It's going to expose him. Again, Zexro can quickly recognize when a player is, you know, afraid to fight, and he's going to take it to you. So let's see if he lands a shot. He does not. Unfortunately, Swazu's going to show who's the boss here, and he's actually going to take out Zexro in pretty much a stylish fashion right there. He's going to grapple on up, probably catching him by surprise.
Yeah, he was just over Zexro's head. That's where you saw him continue whipping around. He couldn't quite lock onto the target. 105 to the face, and then the quick follow-up shuts Zexro down.
You got to remember, Zexro's fighting from a whole nother region, right? He's just, you know what I mean? He's actually out here putting in work.
Again, new blood in Axe. This guy is hyper-aggressive.
What a
but
shot.
is punished by Orange.
They're onto you, Axe. You better slow your roll, brother. That was a crazy shot by Orange, coming straight off the peak, let him open up the box, and just gave him the shot.
Now looking to make rotation over to Caxi. Baba Bless goes down below.
Screeky and Baba Bless still in somewhat of a standoff against one another. These are the same players that were just going toe-to-toe and Salty, kind of, you know, back and forth. Screeky now on the tail of Caxi. Baba Bless finally being taken out. So Screeky is the victor of that long battle.
Now look, Caxi's like, look, I'm going to gatekeep you, all right?
Screeky
you
also
bit, I'll move a little bit.
One of the few players actually with a sniper in his loadout. So is Caxi, so pretty interesting playstyles here, kind of similar.
Now keep in mind the difference being the gold heavy sniper there. That is going to one-shot structures. It's going to do a ton of damage to players, even on body shot.
Here's Warp.
This is someone you highlighted specifically.
Yeah, definitely. After seeing him showcase his skills early on, he was pretty much constantly in the lead for early game to mid game eliminations, and you know he hasn't disappointed since. Like, I think it's the second game out of the 3 that he's actually been in the lead at some point or another. So Warp just showing that he's ready to make these points, even if it's just through PvP.
Evo's here's quite a bit of action. Sees a player goes down. And it's actually Caxi, so Screeky takes him down. Just listen to all the hand cannon shots. Shield being popped.
Oh, lands the shot. 22 meters on Screeky. We talk about snipers barely being used, and Evo's showing that he's ready to make these points. And he's going to pay for going for the loot. Oh, it's so unfortunate. Aces.
Very hardly punished for that. Now Warp, here's the rockets coming in, just being preemptive here with the ceiling. He's not quite sure where from, but he wants to be safe.
This is such a great zone for most of the players. Easy to rotate down here because they're coming from natural high ground to the low ground. But after this, they're going to probably have to battle upwards, up this hill. And if they have to do that, things are going to shift from sweet rotations to tough rotations real quick.
That's right, Gamru in our top 5 currently.
Just
chilling up one by one.
Kyle's like, I'm ready to make it a top 3 again. Just leave me alone. I'm staying right here.
Look how many people are still just closely tight here together. And again, so the storm is going to start to move here, so a lot of these players need to make their way in, funnel in through this near side of the circle. And here we go, a minute before things get chaotic.
Yeah, honestly, he doesn't really want to battle right now if he doesn't have to. It's what's helped him make it to pretty much endgame multiple times so far. There's no reason to take any fights that he does not have to. You just want to stay low-key, stay in your 1x1, not agitate anyone in your area. There's a drop right up on the northeastern side right there. These guys are kind of just floating around it.
But
like, no. Yeah, this is a battle. No one wants to give it away for free, so that's a goner.
We've got 37 players left in the lobby. 30 seconds before we get the new safe zone. And these are sounds you don't want to be hearing right now. Rockets, hand cannons.
Yeah, when someone fires an RPG, your alert system goes up. You got to be very careful, either void or target. And Scram's going to catch himself a cheeky one on Gomru, actually, who's being pressured by multiple players there. So rest in peace, Gomru is not going to make it to that end game this time around.
Scram 1 point away from, or 1 elimination away from a point. Now here we go, Monster. 5 seconds.
For a second there, the feed was lighting up. We're down to 30-something players, Zeke.
Look how far. So they don't have to move that far away, but it is down south. So they need to be cognizant of where it is they're navigating right now.
This is what I talked about when you start going up that natural elevation. This is not necessarily a hill battle, but it's still a climb up the hill. And whoever gets up there first and sets up high has the natural high ground over players. And they're going to be the ones that are going to catch the elims on these pushers. Boyer decided to stick around and fight. Scalar catches a dirty RPG through the window with the follow-up shot. Boyer could not make that hit fast enough. And we talk about RPG being scary, that's why.
There was one, the wall went down for literally 1 second, and it was exactly everything Scalar needed.
It's an absolutely amazing loadout too, right? RPG with a legendary Scar, you have the DPS to blaze through walls as fast as you need him to be. Is he gonna go for that Rift to go? I guess he decides not to. He doesn't want to, you know, risk taking a storm damage. He wants to fight players here instead. This is his opportunity to make it happen. He knows he can take these battles. As long as he pressures players just enough, he should be able to catch someone because they're coming out the storm last. And he gets actually shot in the back. Could not follow up.
Maxim takes him down. We're down to 23 players.
Scalar biting off more than he can chew. He just wanted one more. Warp getting one on the push here. These players are now in for the war that we talked about, that is fighting up the hill here.
He needs to be careful.
Maxim.
Again, it's Maxim.
Is on a terror streak right here. Mitro seeing all this battling, trying to get into it. That's why you can't get too far away from the storm line when you're coasting, because there are going to be players hugging it tighter. And that's what happens in rotating skills during the end game. Someone else dives in on that.
We're down to 15 players, Monsters. Coming down to the wire. Scram up top, maintaining Mitro down below about that mid-ground.
Maxim was on a spree here, but he is so low on HP. He's probably going to get taken out. These players are right below him.
There he goes
Maxim
down.
does get taken out.
And it's Scram.
Scram
He
needs
points.
that point.
So now keep in mind as well, all these players that remain, these top 10, they're getting a point for just making it to 10th. And now they're going to look to fight for that 2nd and 3rd place spot.
Mind you, 60% of the lobby was eliminated on that push. Went from 30-something down to 10.
That's right.
And we knew it was going to happen. That was a tough rotation. It's just, that's the time you start to really see the action kind of start cooking. That was a lot of fast-paced craziness.
Yeah.
And it looks like we're fighting our way back down now, just a bit.
And there is a threat still looming, and that is Mitro, who is still here. He's a late-game god.
Ooh, Scram using that last-second pixel to catch that grappler play. He does have 3 shots remaining. He's going for all kinds of shots right now. He wants to hit anything that he can.
And now we're getting to the point, Monster, where the storm does not stop moving. It will continuously have to be navigating space, being aware of where the other players are.
Scram is exerting a lot of resources here, trying to keep this high ground. They are seeing that he's up in the air. He's trying to pressure his way through. He's just making these crazy clutch grapple plays here. Under pressure, still performing. Tuck's at 6 elims. He can make the big bonus.
6 left. He's fine too, but that's 1 right there.
He needs these ones right here. This can definitely change everything up. He tries to make the edit down. He wants to push this player into his 1-by-1 to trap him. That's exactly what he does right there. Well played.
That's a first big bonus. Everything after this is big bonus, ladies and gentlemen.
Now in the top 3, Tux is in great form here. His shield is amazing. He doesn't have a lot of HP, and he's actually going to get beamed down by whoever's sitting on top of him.
They went for the grappler play, and he boxes them out with the wall.
Through the storm, Scram makes the play. Scram now sitting on big bonus. Is he going to land his shots? This player's 1 shot. He's in the storm. Doesn't. Unfortunately, Mitro wins the game.
This is what I was talking about. If you let Mitro get into top 10, he is going to take this game away from you. He does this every single time. And just like clockwork, he takes the victory royale in game number 3. That was insane.
Mitro showing up when it matters, hitting his shots in the top 10 situation, making his way to top 3. That was crazy. At one point there, it looked like Tux had it. Then it looked like Scram had it. They both had big bonuses.
And keep in mind, Tux did get 8 eliminations, so he does
got to take advantage.
Big bonus.
Right.
But still, Mitro with that W. Let's see and relive that moment. And I mean, you know, here's the story, man, is that Mitro barely made it in. By the skin of his teeth, literally 1 point barely qualified. And today takes a victory royale out of the hands of everyone else.
That could have went either way right there. Both of them were pretty much one pump shot, sub 100 HP. Mitro working his way off the high ground. That fall damage that make him take it down. Just barely. It was so close. So close for each other.
So close. But again, Mitro respecting these players. And again, man, it just comes down to these final moments when you're trading, especially if you can chain together eliminations. You can see someone and be like, I damaged you for white. They chain 2 eliminations and suddenly they have shield. And you got to be like, oh, I have to be more respectful. I have to see what's going on here.
It changes so quickly. Like a coin flip.
Like,
it can go either way, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Unbelievable. That is game number 3 on the day. So we'll take a look at the highlights coming out from that absurd game. I mean, there was just so much action. And again, putting 100 players, the top 100 players for the European region qualifiers in a lobby, it hasn't disappointed. It's been incredible. Now, the thing we are seeing as well is we actually see quite a bit of people still living kind of toward the later game halves of the circle. Right there, we saw 65. Yesterday, those numbers were much lower.
Yeah, you definitely see the pressure on these players when it comes down to it. You know, they're realizing more and more these are their final opportunities. No one wants to get taken out, so you want to minimize your risk as much as possible.
Scram is probably feeling really good after that last showing, hitting 7 eliminations. That's going to be 3 points for him. And
he
again,
just picked up so many at the end there.
He really did. And again, a lot of these people, they have already placed, right? They already have some of that prize pool, but they're challenging for that top 20.
I mean, yeah, like everyone knows they're a winner, but ultimately you just got to go for it. Here's the standings.
Issa there in the #1 spot, still maintaining after 3 games. But looming in the background is Mitro with 5 now. Tux in 2nd place.
We talk about what big bonus can do for you. He goes from bottom to the top. That's 7 points.
That's right, guys. Don't forget, everyone that places is already placing in the money, but it is top 20 that is placing in the upper tiers of the prizes. And right now, that is Takeoffs, edging out Dealers and Motor here. But again, we still have 3 games left to go.
Yeah, you got to break at least 2 points now. The bar being raised even higher. It's only going to get more and more difficult as the games rage on.
And look at this, Boyer in 47th place. We saw an outstanding game from him yesterday. We have 3 games left for him to show up. And man, the action is coming down to the wire. For you guys at home, don't forget to utilize that hashtag Winter Royale. Let us know your thoughts. Send us your comments. And of course, make predictions. We love hearing from you guys. But my, oh my, we actually have a special little segment lined up for you guys. Sundown is joining us, so we will send it over to him for some of his favorite plays.
What's up, everyone? Thank you very much for tossing out an over, Zeke, and I'm here to break down some of our favorite plays from each one of the games. We'll have 1 from each one of the games, and we're kind of going to highlight some of the better moments you've seen. So from game 1, we're going to talk about, it might be a little scary, but it's a ghost story. Camo and Issa, the 2 controller lords coming out of Germany, and they were popping off entirely. Not only did they dominate the mid and late game stage, able to put off a bunch of elims, they ended up in a nice little 1-versus-1 against each other. So yesterday we saw that Camo was kind of struggled a little bit, made it in by the skin of the teeth in the last game. On the other side, Issa was able to dominate, and we see him continuing that dominant performance, able to weed out his other teammate and take that first victory royale in a really impressive performance. As Zeke pointed out, the pump to hand cannon swap that he executes here right on the end drops down, not afraid of taking that fight, and you see the entire time, cool, calm, collect, knows he can take it, and he knew that was his duo partner as well. So really impressive by him. Drops the hot Marat as well. He's ready to get that out there. So we're going to stick on board with the Issa train, because in game 2, he had another really incredible moment, and that's what's propelling him to the top of that chart right now. Issa's mid-game rotation and tracking was really what enabled him in that second game to get a couple of points off of elims. He was kind of forced out. He was in a tough situation, gets dropped below 50 HP, and then all of a sudden grapples his way up, and he's able to find some shots. So as he drops him down, he has that grenade grenade launcher. He's putting pressure down on everyone. But you see, he's in the middle of this circle, but he knows when to peak. He knows, as an intelligent player, knows when he can lay down shots. And when he does decide to lay down shots, he is absolutely laser accurate tracking them through. And you see, pokes out for a second, puts him out, getting blue and white hit markers, getting elims all over the place, and he drops it right there. And all of a sudden, he goes from 4 to 6. In the clip, you see him at 46 HP, boom, straight back up, and he's able to then transition this into a better performance. And that is exactly why he's sitting on top of the leaderboard right now. And with his incredible performance yesterday, I continue to see him putting it forward in the grand finals with 3 matches left. In the third match, we've seen somebody who yesterday during the heats kind of made a name for himself and is really climbing to the top of the charts through eliminations. That's ECA Scram. We saw him get the second place there going down to Mitro, but his name has been in that bottom left-hand corner constantly, whether that is in the 1-by-1 fights, catching people when they're rotating, whether it's with a shotgun, whether it is with an SMG, or it's the rifle from long range. He knows when to peak. You see those laser accurate shots again coming down against Maxim. He knows how to utilize the traps as well when necessary, and he's not afraid to challenge going down to that low ground. He's confident taking the fights, and he has no problem. We saw him picking up the 7 elims there, and that's going to push him into the top 5, and I'm excited to see what more he can do if he's going to be able to press. And that's only 3 games so far. We're halfway through the grand final. We have 3 more to go, a lot of ground to be made up. And as Zeke said, it's big bonus. Anything can happen. And I'm just excited. What do you guys think? Can we get more?
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope so, dude. I'm going to be honest and vulnerable with you guys. Sundown's ghost comment had me in tears. I had to mute myself. I was laughing. Everyone in the studio was laughing at me. I hope you enjoyed that. But thank you so much, Sundown, for joining us. Incredible breakdown there. And of course, guys, we've got, like you talked about, 3 games left to go. It's not over until the final scoreboard hits. But with that, we are going to take a short break. So stay tuned. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Winter Royale European Finals. I'm Zeke. This incredible guy is Monster. We are back after that break. And man, we had a stellar first set of 3 games to start the day.
That was a great set of first games. I mean, we caught all types of plays. We see some new names making it up. Scram coming out with some incredible, kill feed kind of eliminating trains going on. It's just been a wonderful day of games.
That's right. And if you're just joining us, you're not sure where we're at, we'll take a look at the standings to let you know where our players are stacking up right now. Please do keep in mind, though, everyone is placing in the money, but top 20 are placing in that higher end of the prize pool right now. Issa maintaining that lead with 7 points, and Tux right behind him with an incredible game. They're activating Big Bonus, which suddenly places him in 2nd place. Now we'll hop over to the second page and see who is fighting for that 20th spot. Right now, Takeoffs holds that spot, but Dealers and Motor looking to challenge for that as well.
Man, it's such a tight, little bracket right there, right? You have all these players, 5 or so plus, just fighting in the 2 elimination threshold. You really want to break free, break loose, get to that 4 plus, hopefully solidify yourself a top 20, because top 20 is the only ones that get a different level of prizing. 21 through 100 are still winners, though. Nonetheless, they are going to get themselves 1,500 in prize bonus. And also, I'm curious to know who's leading in eliminations, because during this stage, there's another 20,000 bonus on the line for who has the most eliminations, which might just be Tux, who triggered that big bonus. So
yeah, he has quite a few racked up already. And another name we want to throw out there is Kinstar. He was in 48th before, but we don't see him there now. Redemption, he's looking for, we have 3 games left to go.
Yeah, it's slipping away game after game. You only have 3 more opportunities to kind of take your stab at it. It can really go either way, so good luck to everyone out there.
What are you looking to see, man? We got 3 games ready to go. From first game, it's been action-packed. But, anything else you're looking to see going forward?
Honestly, I want to say, just seeing Mitro kind of come up and show up when it matters, that's why he's made it this far, not only in the showdowns, but in the previous skirmishes as well. He's back in the top 3 with his 5 points. I think when it all really comes down to it matters, he's game time. He's a performer.
That's right. We actually have one of Mitro's teammates, Atlantis Swag, on Skype. Hey, Swag, you out there?
Yes, I'm there. Hello, everybody.
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm in middle of the finals, but yeah, I'm kind of nervous. But at the end, I'm fine.
That's right. Okay. So what do you think, man? Coming in to the Winter Royale Finals, how is this kind of differ from play previous?
Okay, the new mode with 1,500 mats is kind of hard. If you're gonna go for late rotation, it burns you so much material. So yeah, it's kind of hard to play, to be honest, and people are just waiting for you for late rotation and for free kill. So you gotta move early to the zone, and you gotta go for the higher points in the game. Yeah, it's not that easy, to be honest.
And how
everyone knows how to play the game, so that's the hard part.
Yeah. How have you personally adapted to the Scavenger Cup?
I think I like it. I just need to get used to it, but the hardest part for me is I'm so nervous. It's my first big tournament, and I already made it in the finals. So I'm not really sure how to play it and how to improve my play style in the right way. But I'm sure I'm getting used to it.
Well, being able to make it. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I said maybe I'll make some points in the finals.
Yeah, I gotcha. But listen, man, you still made it to the finals. You were able to say you're the top 100 in the world in just your first tournament. How do you feel you stack up to everyone else?
Yeah, I think it's a big step up for me personally, because all my friends, family, and all these supporters always are behind me, and so It's good for me to be in the finals, and it's good to me for be on the top 100 in Europe. I just got no words for it after I reached the finals, to be honest. I was so nervous. It was so hard for me to get concentrated now in the finals. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard.
Well, you were doing a stellar job. So keep it up.
Thank you so much.
You got it, man. Thank you so much for taking your time and having an interview with us. Best of luck and good luck in the rest of your games. All right, man? We'll see you soon.
Can I one last sentence?
Yeah, go ahead for it.
Yeah, okay. So it's always keep loving and stop hating, because love is bigger than hate.
I like that. I respect it a lot, Spike. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
You got it, man.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck. We'll see you soon. It's really awesome getting able to talk to these players, man. Just being able to have that kind of personal connection.
Like he said, always love, no hate.
Stop the hating, all the loving.
But no, honestly, like he pointed out some really, good factors. A lot of these players, it's their first time at their first taste of competitive experience. So, the nerves are high. The stakes are high. They recognize this as much as we do. There's a lot riding on here. They can feel it in the situations. And a lot of them are just proud that they made it this far. That's how I feel about this whole competitive scene as well. That if you made it this far, you should be proud of yourself. And he kind of just pointed that out. It's no easy feat.
That's right, and he's doing his best to adapt to the situation. But with that, guys, if you're joining us after that break, welcome. Thank you for joining us, and of course, we'll get you up to speed. We'll talk about format. So first, we're playing within the pop-up tournament cups, and it is scavenger. So some key differences are like Swag actually talked about is the 1,500 mat cap. So you have 500 wood, 500 brick, and 500 metal. Players will also farm faster. That's up by 40%. And obviously the 50 health on elimination has been just a game changer. Now on top of the Scavenger Cup, we actually bringing back a crowd favorite, and that's big bonus. So we have an elimination incentive. At 3 eliminations, you get 1 point. At 5, you get 2. And then at 7, you get 3. Of course, the big bonus activates after 7. Every elimination after 7 is an additional point. So obviously at 8, you'll walk away with 4 points, 9, 5 points, so on and so forth. But obviously, Monster, let's not forget about the placements.
Yeah, there's so much more on the line than just eliminations. It's about placing as well. Game pace changes at the end, especially with all these new changes. So 4 to 10th gets that 1 point. 2nd to 3rd is 2 points. Victory Royale is going to be 3. And then, of course, a little icing on the cake for everyone out there. Most eliminations in a single match during this stage, stage 3, is worth 20,000 in prizes. So players are not just battling for, normal prizes as far as the listing goes. They want that big prize as well, who is currently Tux in the lead at 3rd or 2nd place, actually.
Yep.
And here's the prizing.
That's right. Let's not forget, again, for just making it to the finals, players make it into the money, and of course the upper bracket, those top 20 are going to see much more of that prize pool. Currently the big S bonus, that 20k on the line, Tux holds that with the most eliminations, and so of course that's outside of placing. So if Tux can find himself in that first place spot, he'll walk away with #1 prize, and of course the big S bonus, the 20k.
Yeah, it's so much, man. Holding it right now, pretty much the throne at 8 eliminations. That's going to be a tough one for anyone to break in the next 3 games. One of those things about going for the elimination, you can't hunt for it. It just has to happen. It has to be very organic in your experience in the game, because every situation is never going to be the same. That's what, drives people back to Fortnite is, every single time you land in, it's just a different game. Things can go your way. Things probably won't. But when you see the opportunity, you got to seize it.
That's right, because if you try to go for it, you're just gonna kind of get it in your own head a little bit too much. Like, oh, I made a mistake. You might fester a little too much on it, but like you're saying, if it's natural, you're just rolling around. Oh, there's a guy here. Oh, I traded him. Cool, I have another 50 health. Someone else. Oh, look at that. I'm suddenly racking up. I'm at 8. That's crazy.
Like Issa with 46 HP suddenly in the high ground at one point or another. And then he realizes, oh, I'm in the position right now to start really taking players out. And it just so happened to, he played his cards right. He put himself in that dominant situation. And then he started to execute, which is the most important. You got to be able to execute. You can't miss shots. Can't boogie yourself. Okay? Because things can go either way. Don't, So it's just one of those things you really have to drill at home when the opportunity is laid out before you.
That's right. And if you're just joining, you're looking for some players to watch, just to name a few, obviously Cripple, we saw him coming out with the 2 Victory Royales yesterday. Boyer with an outstanding game in Heat #2. We haven't quite seen a performance just yet, but we'll keep an eye on him. Mitro, let's not forget about him. He wins that last game, game #3. And then the new blood, Warp, Axe, Dougie, Astro. There's so many familiar names and many more new names we haven't seen yet.
Oh, look at this, Iki. We're loading into match 4. Another sweet, sweet bus is going to split this map in half. Again, giving players, this time around, the north side advantage and the west side advantage, because it's actually playing this pretty tightly here. So anyone landing in the snobby, greasy, pleasant, tilted area is going to have a fun time. Fatal, Lucky, Paradise, not so much. And if you're going Gus especially, another one, you just got quite the stretch in front of you.
Yeah, you still could make it, but obviously it's just going to be a much longer fly time, and by that time, people are down below. They're picking up. They're farming.
Yeah, someone's pretty much going to be eliminated soon. It's always going to happen within his first minute. I'm just waiting for it. Let's see who's going to be the first one to get that. But yeah, look, the people are still floating. This guy's already touched down here. And let's take a look at the map. Where are players landing? What looks to be really contested? Shifty Shafts. We actually see a little bit of battling there. Salty Springs. This is a big turnaround where it was uncontested by virtually no one. Now has 4 players in the middle of the map here. That's crazy. Flutana not too far from Salty either, just outside of Shifty, so depending on which way he goes, it's probably going to lead to a battle. And we've seen Zexor and Ritz pretty much battling back and forth every single day so far. Both these guys trying to say, hey, listen, I like the Viking landing. I'm trying to, you know, own this place.
That's right. I am the Viking. The victorious Viking. I don't know. I'm trying. Fun fact, Melside fastest elimination yet at 51 seconds in the game.
Melside coming in with it. And TTV Dougie with a 150-meter longest elimination so far this round. How do you get a 150-meter this early in the game? He must have sniped someone out the sky or something close to it. Definitely a pretty impressive stat right there.
Oh, over to Issa, who's in trouble. He's facing off against the Storm King himself, Apostle. Down to 6, and it's enough.
Two very aggressive players going head-to-head early on. These are the players we saw at Shifty. Man, that's a tough situation to be in for Issa. You know, it's kind of this is an opportunity for him to keep his lead. You don't want to really get eliminated because that can potentially push you down on, you know, pretty hardcore.
That's right. He is leading the pack with 7 points, but being shut down this early means he cannot earn any more.
It's going to put a pause on him. Ritz not really looking too good at materials here. He does have a fantastic loadout, but, you know, he's kind of flirting with danger here, sticking around Zexro for a little too long. As far as we can tell, we've seen Zexro make it to these, you know, far in the game a few times, so I don't think Ritz has had a lot of success here, but he's still sticking to his gun, sticking to his game plan. Zexro seeing whites here. He's going to take advantage. There it is.
Zexro, the health difference.
Yeah, just confident in this shot here. He knew that pretty much needed to land 1 or 2 shots. P90 spray from a nice little distance there is going to pay off for him. So that's a, you know, good step in the right direction for Zexro early on.
Over to Thomas with the dynamite, looking to hunt this player down.
He wants camo. He didn't quite know where he was initially, but now he should be able to find him. There it is. Camo reveals himself, but Camo's still in the advantage as far as shielding goes, so Thomas has got to keep this high ground and hopefully land a shot to, you know, get that little bit of information, understand that he is shielded.
Now, Camo's not sure, right? He's on the back right now. He's not exactly sure what Thomas has as far as loadout. He did see the dynamite, but
that was so clean right there. Uses the cone to trap him over, then expose him from the side, lands his shots, but Ghost Camo's the one that's going to be victorious in the trade out here. With just 28 HP. That was a great shot. Ghost Camo nearly loses that engagement, though. Had he not had shield, it would have been all over.
And look at this. A Titan scram going head-to-head with Ego there, taking him down. Over to Kalster in this replay.
Same play we just seen before. The cone overhead and doesn't side trap the walls when you don't have, you know, a trap to pretty much play there. You just go for the shot.
Over to Tux, who's got the most eliminations right now, holding that big-ass bonus throne.
And this is why Tux has it. Gafal's going to get taken out here by Tux. Tux is going to win this trade, too. Throws a tomato, says, eat it.
Double tomato.
Nicely done.
Give him the splat. And now we're over to Noward. Seen a lot of him throughout the day, shutting down Airwalks off the bat.
Yeah, Airwalks was pretty consistent up until this point, at least making it a mid-game. That's going to be an early game takedown for him as well.
Zeke up on top of Paradise Palms. Nikov down below. Very, very hurt right now.
This is rough for Nikov here. He's trying desperately to make it to the rift to go. It's pretty much time to bail. You got to, you know, realize this is not your game right here. This is not where you want to be. You got to get out of here, dude.
Zeke shoots out the ramp, so Nikov couldn't quite get there.
That was almost his last mat, too. Had he just barely not had that pre-built ramp there, probably wouldn't have made it into the rift.
Checking out Fantastic, Sweet, and Sensi Gaming here. Above Tomato Temple.
Oh, no. Loses track of his opponent. He tries to make an edit that just doesn't go in his favor. I think he was a little too slow on the trigger there. I guess Sensi definitely deserves to win that battle. Definitely outperformed Fantastic there.
And now Tomato Temple belongs to him. Over to Ono Kill and Bella EU. Hand cannon shot. That was a giant number. I believe it was
Lucky
body
landing.
shot.
Not so lucky for Bellu, though, because Ono catches Explode 57 meters.
Oh.
He was one shot just a little bit ago.
Well, all right. That was an entire situation that just turned on its head.
Totally flipped right there. The script has been changed. It's actually Ono's going to walk out of here. He's going to take some bandages with him. His loadout now at a max tier, basically. Golden heavy. Hand cannon golden, upgraded heavy AR. That is actually insane. Here's a shot right here. After taking the hand cannon shot to the chest, we're about to see the 2 Hail Marys come in.
And he was backing up to get that
He
distance.
looked away. It was like, oh, fade away.
Wow. That's got to be tilting. Maybe just a little bit, but Evo's not looking too healthy right now. Screeky looking to close in.
It doesn't even matter. Evo's lands the pump shot where it counts. It's the epic rarity, which means it can put you down in one opportunity. That's all he needed, and Evo's hits the shot.
And inside, Wailing Woods down below in the secret mechanical bunker.
Yeah, this is a good place to be with the infinite, rift that's here, so people can continuously reuse that, and of course hop around and warp around this side of the map. This is the first we've seen of Wailing Woods all heat long, so good to see a nice, fresh scenery take here. Seth, another player we saw a little bit of yesterday, and it's a nice little highlight from Zexro.
Going against Just Illegal, trying to lock it all up.
And that is how he takes the lead on Elim. Zexro leading with 3 now.
And Swazu up top of Tilted Towers, Botch down below, not that far. There's actually a few people here on the outskirts of Tilted.
Yeah, Tilted is just one of those locations on the map that is always going to be contested, is always going to be, alert as far as the area goes. Low fatigue on Lakondo here, just kind of bunny hopping around, not trying to be an easy target for anyone looking in from the outside. And he's trying to get this advantage on Alcia, who he knows is pretty much in one shot. Can he load up this heavy sniper and bully his way through? That's exactly what he's looking to do right here. He's trying to find the opportunity, but now Alcio making multiple builds here. He gets control of that one panel. He doesn't own the extra walls. He's not looking to do it. Alcio tries to make a counter play there. Nearly as successful.
He's reloading that heavy sniper.
Yeah, it's definitely a play to make.
Yep, so what he's going to do is going to use that heavy sniper to one-shot the enemy structure and try to bully his way through, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, and the key thing about the heavy sniper is it can break any structure in the game. Metal, stone, it doesn't matter what rarity or, how much HP it has. It's going straight through.
Ops to disengage. Interesting decision. Maybe he's not just respecting Oslo here and looking to make rotations.
Yeah, sometimes you make a lot of noise. It's going to attract other players. You got to recognize that, hey, sometimes, battles just take a little long. You want to end them quickly so you don't, fall victim to a third party.
Here he is again, Apostle. The raid boss himself on the edge of the storm, not that far away from the current safe zone, which is near Dusty, Retail, and Tomato.
Listen, Apostle's right where he likes to be. That's in the storm, battling players. he's got another opportunity. He does it time and time again. He's willing to wait for you and take you. One of those players that I talked about early on that you hate to see, like, dude, really? You're going to fight me right here? That's Apostle. He's that guy. He's that guy that's going to wait for you every time in the storm.
Well, I mean, he's 1v2'd in the storm at this point, so he's pretty comfortable.
He's also the guy that will minigun you in a close quarter combat. Apostle's ready to bring in with the dirty tactics. Daze is now trying to reset this and take the high ground. Again, time ticking on the clock here. 30 seconds now. Alert system is probably high on Daze Axe. He knows he's got to get out of here. This is where the pressure's up. The pressure of the storm will make people do reckless things, like, force the fight when you really don't want to. So we'll see what Daze Axe manages to do here, whether he's going to keep his composure or he's going to get out of here and realize, Apostle's kind of crazy.
He's very crazy.
Yeah,
looking to fight the storm.
Got to read players sometimes.
I believe it's been about a minute since the last elimination that we've seen in the current kill feed. A minute 30, actually. We saw
nice little
this.
replay.
Botch in Tilted Towers. Grappler play comes out, and it's actually Zexro. He shut down Zexro right out of the gate.
What a clean connection right there. He didn't miss a shot. Every SMG bullet landed. That was very nicely done. Clean execution of a fight there.
Again, we come back to these two going head-to-head.
Look, Apostle is aiming the wrong way, Apostle. The storm safety is that way. He's coming this way. That's what I'm talking about. He's willing to take it to you in the storm every single time. Daze Axe doesn't want it. He's trying to disengage up the mountain. Apostle's not having it. He's not going to let him get away for free.
Look, he's actually running around the opposite side of the
He's
mountain.
cutting him off. I think
Apostle's
Dazix definitely recognized, like, this guy still wants to fight, so he knew what was going to go down here. But now Apostle takes the lead on the Storm here, which definitely changes things for Dazix, because you don't want to be in a Storm first for too long. Apostle's going to eat a healthy, chunky shot right there. It's a nice little trade-off, and now it's a battle for the high ground. Apostle manages to make a mistake there. Whiffs a shot. He lands a nice body shot. Dazix looking good here. It might be his battle to win. And no, he's going off the disengage again. He's trying to back off here.
So much respect coming out right now.
Apostle's already committed too much to this battle here. He wants to take this free HP. He does have a medikit, and it's going to be Dazix that lands the final AR shot. It was a very close one, and the rewards are now his.
So apparently, is Dazix fighting for that Storm King throne? I'm not sure what's going on. But now we're over to Swag. We just got a chance to kind of chat with him. Take a look. He's just outside of retail. Just chilling right now in his 1v1, just surveilling the land. We still have 56 players left in the current game.
Yeah, Swag definitely, you know, again, we talked about being in his first taste of competitive experience at this caliber of gameplay. It's a lot of pressure, but he looks like he's doing pretty well. And Arson2K is going to snipe him right out the sky. It's 144 meter. Ace following suit right behind him. That was actually a crazy shot just from up in the 1x1 on the hill right there.
And now we see these three players going at it. Swayzu gets picked off, though. It was a snipe.
Right there. 52 meters, another just close shot right there.
Max, another player we saw last game, just shutting down high-profile names left and right.
His endgame, you know, awareness was really great in the previous game. Let's see if he can make it that far right now. It's definitely a tight situation. He's only got health pulled to his name. He needs some shield.
Now we get the new safe zone. It's a little northward, kind of near Tomato, between Retail and Tomato.
Yeah, and here's Ace. Ace was lucky enough to run through that pool of loot that we saw from the snipe that came out of Arson. So his materials are pretty okay, but it didn't seem like the spores were that good. Free nonetheless, though. Ozlo. And that's Arson right there in that base. So yeah, Ozio's, you know, trying to land his shot if he peeks.
We see a few of these players utilizing this heavy sniper, man. They still find value
today. Yeah, it's true. A lot of snipers today. There weren't a lot of snipers in the previous heats and stuff, but it seems like the loadouts changed. People are looking for more of those long-range engagements. Heavy snipers just up in the loadouts.
Maxim not that far. Arson, Ace on the left, and Oslo here. Oh, yeah. There's just some loot there on the ground. All right.
Grappler just perfect for cutting the distance here. This was actually all unlooted, or maybe it was, but whoever that was had max materials, because now Ozio goes from pretty much double the resource economy. Now he's going to pick up max stone and max metal. Here's a little look at our elimination feed.
Yeah, Botch up top with 3, Scram, and Zeke there at 2.
Yeah, Scram not far behind. We've already seen what Scram can do. Arson2K sitting up right there as well. This is looking good.
Now the current Storm is moving in on the safe zone. This is where we're going to see players get forced together. There are quite a few around the containers that are probably going to start looking to engage, and some just outside Dusty Divi just now entering the safe circle.
Yeah, look at Micho looking to play for position here. We see Kripa. Kripa, another dominant force recently, just on the rise from his performances in the Heat. Manages to win himself a game as well. His loadout's looking pretty good. I like the hand cannon there. That's a strong one to have. Here's Osseo and Arson. They've been going at it for like a little bit of a mind game back and forth with their snipers, but that grappler, man, is going to be able to, again, just close that distance, get anywhere he needs to be.
Looking to push in.
And that's what happened. He gets there first. He gets to shoot first. That was barely a miss in Osseo. You can't let those opportunities slip before you. He's probably not going to get another one like it, and that's a sniper shot coming in. This is going to be his little home to kind of sit in for a little bit here.
Right now getting some pressure on the backside, though. Breaks the wall. He takes a huge chunk down to 65. And we get the new safe zone. It's up by the containers. Oslo just in a world of hurt right now. Yeah, Oslo is definitely showing that he can fight back, though. He's landing some good shots in Arson2K, making him respect him as a player. So far, so good for Oslo. Manages to fend off all of the all the aggressors in his area. He knows he got shot in the back. He's looking for where that might have come from. But taking a peek out there is way too many fortresses. Look at this. Got a little some. coming out the sky. Now, keep in mind, Arson, also Rojo, Scram, all very close to this. So the moment this touches down, they might all potentially fight for it, but we do have another 30 seconds before these players need to start making their way to safety.
That's Arson's chest to get, man. He's got the grappler. He's probably the only players that can get to it.
Arson,
Maybe he doesn't even need it.
I'm so sorry. Please,
Arson
calm down.
puts himself at max HP now with a point. That was a crucial elim. Picks up all that loot. We talk about the grappler to get this chest. It's all his now. He's hoping to find another 10 shots here. And Zeke tearing players up right now. 5 elims for him. Sitting high in the sky here, and there's more players below him. He's just going to keep this pressure up.
Arson found 2 slurp juice out of that supply drop. No other upgrades, though, but the slurp juice is going to keep him topped off over to Zeke, who's making their way. And, I mean, just look at this congestion. Look at all these players trying to make their rotations now. They may have waited a little too long.
This is actually pretty fortunate for Zeke right here before he got shot, because the players are using and recycling. Oh, gosh. Yeah, the fact that they were recycling the launch pad makes that he can make the rotation on foot. But now being pressured, his building is incredible here. It's outstanding building right now. Not only fighting the pressure of the storm, but moving forwards perfectly, knowing how to, increase elevation and decrease elevation while staying completely supported. This is what we talk about. Late game material usage is tough.
It's Mitro, though.
It was going to happen. It was a tough, rotation to make. And when you're that low in HP, you can't expose yourself, and Mitro finds an opportunity.
Arson here as well, taking shots. He had to burn the second slurp down to 1 HP, and it's not enough. Lodo secures the elim. And this is when players are going to look to scramble, get into safety, and we get a new circle that is back over the hill, back toward Dusty.
Yeah, what once was a great zone for a lot of these players is quickly shifting now. They're fighting their way pretty much cross-country here in the Fortnite world. And now to double back. It doesn't even look like it's going to an area that, a lot of these guys can recycle materials on. So if you don't catch eliminations like Chundas here and really replenish your loot pool, you're going to have a tough time pushing backwards.
Got another 20 seconds. Players need to start considering their options here. And look at this gigantic pool of players on top of each other. The different colors you can see there through the walls.
Look at the clutter.
They're just waiting. They're like, hey, you make a move, and then all other 25 of us are going to shoot at you.
Yeah, pretty much pushing right back through that little retail crevice in the hill there. It's going to be 2, maybe 3 mountains that are going to have a small piece of the pie here as far as the zone's going to go. And then we're going to have that infinite shifting circle. So where you land up next is the most important, because it's going to dictate how you get to move from there forwards. People like Farron sitting really low on materials. He cannot burn too much to lead the push here. I think he's got to slow down his rotation and or catch a player pushing into him.
This lobby is about to be cut in half, ladies and gentlemen. Keep an eye on the kill feed. It's going to start lighting up. We already see Seth going down. Scram finds another elim.
I love what Farron's is doing here. Again, we just talked about how he needs to just kind of put the brakes on and find someone in his area, and that's exactly what he's doing. He kind of slowed down now. He's looking to push a player before the others get to this, this zone and huddle up. He's got to make a move now. He's just burning through resources slowly but surely. Swag's still alive, looking to contest this top positioning right now. He's unfortunately getting pressure, but he has the heals to kind of take this, and he's staying a little too long in the storm there. Diego's going to find him.
And now Farron's as well. We're going northbound again over a hill near the containers.
Farron's 20 mats lower than what we saw him in the past, so a little bit of pressure coming his way, forcing him to get into some builds.
Oh, down. He peeked out with the quad. That's what we saw. He was just trying to blow through some of these builds, and he immediately gets punished for it.
Tux showing that, why he's, in the lead for elims right now. Tux is at 4, picking up another player with a rifle. And not only that, he's playing high ground here with no materials. So, again, we talk about needing some elims or getting some of the gear you're fighting for. He's got to catch someone now.
50 seconds. The storm is about to start moving here.
Oh, he heard a player right below him.
Scram as well. Scram has been shut down.
That was perfect. That's a nice loot delivery there. It's going to be 500 mats for him to take with him, and he's got a grappler to get on out of here, so that's a mat conserver as well. He's back. Farron's is not. Oh, no kill.
It goes back and forth. The Vic going down. And look, just again, watch that kill feed. A lot of players going to be eliminated here as they're trying to make their way to safety.
I like what Tux is doing here. He wants to keep the high ground to keep his odds, you know, in favor for picking up eliminations. And he's got the quad launcher. Look, he's going even higher now. Slowly but surely working his way up and fighting these players in the air where there's least amount of, you know, contest as far as other players go to jump into these battles. And he's just inching his way up.
Yeah, again, watch the mats. I mean, he's doing really smart things by connecting those building pieces, keeping himself high, but he's burning quite a few mats, only with 10 builds left.
There it is, Tux diving in another 1-by-1. He's going to not land a shot. Unfortunately, Diego's going to catch it. The heal off is going to help Diego battle his way through the storm as well as he edits his way out. Motor now sitting right next to another player. It's going down here. We are in the top 10. Everyone now earning themselves a point. Skite still alive as well.
He takes down Nowhere with 3 elims on the table.
Sky picking up, I think, 2 already so far, so that's another quick one for him in a short period of time, putting him at max shield again.
Top 6. We got Chundis, Lodo, Skite, Mexi, Rascal, and Dealers. Sky's been in this position before.
Sky gets
That's
the
one.
Elim right there. Doesn't matter. It's going to give him the HP that he just lost.
Did he see the mats behind him? There's a pile of wood right there.
I'm sure he does. There it is. He knows he's got to snag that. It's not going to be much, though. He needs more than that. Dealer swapping through his loadout here. Rascal's trying to hold these guys down and out. Sky's shooting at everything that moves right now with this RPG.
It's 3 left, Monster. Sky has been here before. Could he get 2 victory royales like this?
He only has chillers, though. Is he going to swap?
Rascal's loadout is
just barely misses the RPG.
The difference here, and it's not enough. Sky shuts him down. Sky 1v1 against Dealers.
Dealers coming out of nowhere from the low ground. Now it's his high ground, but Sky's going to be rewarded for his Elim with some RPGs. He's going to bring this player down. He just has to hit a shot, and he's doing that. He's going to be able to get it.
This player keeping up with the builds right now. Sky has about 3 builds left.
Trying to keep that RPG loaded. Dealer's trying to keep his HP high here. He doesn't have an opportunity to shield up again. Nice roof panel play there, and it was made. And it looks like Sky's going to come out victorious with the shots being landed. Nice SMG follow-up right there.
Absolutely crazy. Sky again with a second victory out here in the finals with 6 elims.
What a beast.
That is crazy. He's going to be in such high standings after that game. And I mean, you just watched him play it super masterfully there.
Yeah.
The moment you hit top 10, you got to feel like he's immediately calm. He's like, I've been here before.
He just came back. Crazy that he gave up his positioning at one point just to dive on another player, but it paid off. He got the 50 shield reward. He got a couple more materials off that. And at the very end there, those are his actual last materials. That was the last roof panel that he made, open to edit, and landed his shots.
Absolutely insane. Sky, you monster. Let's take a look at the final moments and relive this together.
Here you have it. So Dealers over top, popping to double minis. Sky, kind of recognizing that he's got to continue this pressure, can't let him heal for too long. And look at the red panel right there. The edit was made and just opens right up to Dealers.
Man, he just locks this down, making it look easy. And I mean, he did have the RPG, so he's ready to break through all of this if he needed to. Playing that low ground, the edit comes out. And you saw it was a massive 96 to rip through the shield, immediately swaps to SMG, tracks him, and that's it. That's another victory royale for Sky.
It's a beautiful thing to see, like, in all of these eliminations so far, as far as the shotguns, we are seeing just very healthy shotgun damage being output here. I want to see, because in the past I've seen like, oh, these eliminations were granted via, SMG with the most DPS done or shotgun most DPS done. I think the shotgun is now the king when it comes down to damage being dealt right now. This thing is hitting so hard and consistent. Yeah. It's got to feel great.
It really does. I mean, you send people reeling with these massive numbers, but we'll take a look at the recap highlights coming out of this last game, game number 4 of the finals. These games just continue to get better and better. I mean, there's just so many people. It's so interesting that there's everywhere you look, there's someone else that is going to be impressive. Someone else going to put up gigantic numbers or outplay everyone else. And that's hard to do when you just put 100 of the best European players in a lobby and say, okay, fight it out.
Yeah, incredible to think they all had to qualify to get here. This was not, like an invite system. This was straight up. You play, you make it, you play. And it's kind of crazy, man. These are some of the most talented players out there right now. and they're putting up a good show.
Tux, man, currently leading the pack with the most eliminations at 8. And that was that one we talked about. They peaked out with the quad, and he just shut them down, ready to make that play.
Just a great opportunity opened up right there in front of him. Kind of unfortunate, though, he couldn't follow up too hard after that. And here's the play from Sky, being coned right there, but just kind of waiting for the opening there.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and take a look at the standings and see where players are right now. Skype, with that dominant performance, 2 victory royales to his name, leads the pack now with 10 points in that #1 spot. But Tux maintains 2nd place. Issa bumped all the way down to 3rd. And again, guys, we want to remind you, everyone here is placing in the money, but it is the upper 20 that will place higher up in those prizes right now. 20th spot is Scalar, pushing out Takeoffs, and now Ego. But I mean, it's still neck and neck.
Yeah, and just to touch back up on that top 5, those points are not easy to get.
Right.
And you can see it is going to be hard to place high so far in this this competition here. It's pretty much neck and neck between multiple players. You know, little point leads are not going to get you much right now. You got to get some chunky points if you really want to close this gap.
That's right. We only have 2 games left to go, so you got to think a lot of these players need to show up. As an example, there's 62 Boyer right there. And even Kinstar, you know, we only have 2 games left.
We all know these guys can win games.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not things are going to kind of fall in your favor and you're going to be able to execute, perform.
That's right. Do you think they maybe change things up, change up what they're doing, or you think they stay the course?
You know, honestly, I think you stay the course. We've seen what one great game can do for you. As long as you play your game and you're confident, whether it be, you know, positioning, kind of like similar to what Mitro's done over the time. You know, he only won with 2 elims, but
yeah.
Mitro's up there in the top 5, just placing well, getting to where he needs to be. So you have to play your game.
Yeah, that's right. We got 2 games left, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to utilize that hashtag Winter Royale. We want to hear from you. How have you been enjoying all the games? Make predictions. Send us your favorite clips. We'd love to see them. We are gearing up now for our players to enter in the second to last game.
Second to last game.
Last 2. This is it. Almost 16 games over a weekend.
Yeah, it's been a crazy weekend. A lot of Fortnite action, a lot of high caliber madness, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
Pretty insane to see, like, again, all these players week after week, the grind paying off for some of these guys, recognition being, you know, given, you know, announcements being made. This has been a fantastic weekend for Fortnite and the community in general.
That's right. And after the 2.9 million people that played, to be able to say,
no, you got those numbers
wait,
backwards.
did I do it? Wait, 9.2. I'm sorry, guys. I mixed numbers up in my mind. That happened.
Pretty much 4 times as much.
Yeah, to be able to say, hey, look, we're 100 of the best from the European region. And this is what competition looks like. And to have all these new blood come in and go toe-to-toe with people we're familiar with.
And you know what's the best part about all this?
What's that?
There's a whole nother region left.
That's
we
right.
have NA2 coming up after this. So we're boiling down to what is the best, right? In the European region, there's NA to come. Will we ever see them go against one another? They're like, you know, there's just so much stuff going on here. A lot of craziness.
We'll just take the #1 from NA, the #1 from EU, and then put them in a match and say,
Put them
all
in
right,
Playground.
who's the best between the both of you?
Throw them in Playground, fly them out to land, just let them knock it out.
And then we'll gift the winner, but the gift goes to Monster D-Face.
Oh, yeah, at Monster D-Face. I'll take that gift.
Don't forget, guys, gifting is in-game. Get your gifts in while you can, because it'll be here until Monday, December 3rd. You want to get your in. I mean, I would like to send you a gift, but some things to remember is we have to be friends.
Oh.
Yes, you have to be friends with...
We don't have each other?
We don't, actually.
I have Lumen.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm second banana to Lumen. All right.
I'm sorry.
Well... here is what this looks like. You get to pick your gift wrap. Send them a little customized message. Of course, you can only send 3 gifts per day. You can only send gifts currently in the shop. And of course, you can only send gifts to people you've been friends with for more than 2 days. You know?
So, Zeke, you got to send it before the day's over.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I gotta go ahead and get on this trade now. To send you Moth Mando, because that's what you want is Moth Mando.
I actually had my lady sign into my account at home
She bought
and
it?
purchase it. Yeah, because after seeing the wing combo with the female Skull Trooper, it was just too fire. I was tempted.
Did you at least buy the lamp though? Did you get the whole set?
No, I told her just get me the wings.
Crazy guys, the lamp is so good. But the lamp has a little moth. Anyway, we're getting ready. The players are hopping into the battle bus, and here we go. The 5th game of the finals, ladies and gentlemen. Several storylines to follow. Will Skype get another victory royale? Will Mitro get his second
How many Sky has won so far?
2.
He's on it.
Yep, he's won 2 games.
That's just a underdog story right there, just kind of coming up, out the works, showing that, hey, I'm Sky.
That's right, but I mean, you pointed out the best. It just takes one really good game. Now, here's the thing: Sky's had 2 really good games,
right?
And that's what's helping him maintain his lead.
Not only that, maintain his confidence. He's got to be feeling at the top of the world. Whatever whatever formula he's cooking up there, it is executing. It is good. And here we have it. So the bus split. Is this rigged? They're all so great. Another just half and half. Everyone I've said the
You're
same
right, because
thing.
I don't get these kind of buses.
5 games in a row. Like, just really great buses again. To reiterate, for those of you guys just tuning in, we are in match 5. So far, the last 5 rounds have had really fair buses. Everyone getting a piece of what they want as far as placement on the map goes. This is great stuff.
And take a look, man. 42 seconds in, Marky finds the first elimination of the game.
So it seems to be following trend. Salty is just getting more and more contested. Now 8 players in the Salty Springs region. Leaky Lakes here, we saw a little bit of ace on his late game rotations before coming on out of there. This is going to be shaping out to be one crazy game. Someone's going to get eliminated sometime soon. There are players everywhere. Retail Row also being heavily contested by J1 Nasta, Caxi. You have Maxim there. Maxim also one of those players coming up, showing up.
Man, Retail. This is more people than you want to see here, typically.
Yeah, you never want your POI this contested because every single engagement, every weapon that you find matters. It's just so much more goes into the hands of the Fortnite gods. Like right here, just Splodes coming in from behind. Markel just manages to take advantage of the situation of distraction, lands the 1 pump, puts that player down. Now in the lead for first elim in 42 seconds. Oh no, actually that was Marky Lacuris. Yeah.
Yep.
Another player catches it in 42 seconds.
Man, absolutely crazy. Boom gets boomed. Now we are down to 91 players. Maxim is here as well. Zaipan, very well-known and respected player. There's quite a few people here. Caxi, too.
Yeah, Marco attracting attention. Zaipan says, hey, I have a little bit of shield. I'm very confident. I like the play of the dynamite positioning there. He puts one overhead and then one over to the side to try and, sneak a little bit of damage in there. Dynamite being one of those weapons or utility explodes that doesn't quite fill the role of damage dealer, but it will allow you to expose your opponent and pressure them backwards, which so far so good.
So far, so good. Zaipan in a tough spot. Loadout looking pretty weak here for the early game. About a mag of each weapon.
Yeah, for each dynamite also takes a ton of resources as well. So for pressuring in early game, dynamite's fantastic. It can allow you to deny farm. See, his Markel's loot is pretty rough right now.
A huge
crazy shot right there. Great follow-up.
Keeps the pressure on, and look at this, healed up to 100.
He didn't waste any materials on that. He only just had to build up overhead, about 60 mats, committed, and that was it. Caxi now deciding to get out of here because that person does not have shield. He says, you know what, I don't want to fight right now. But J1 Nasa says, I'm taking it with no shield. That must be a little bit of hurting his confidence there because the shots are landed by Zaipan. When Nasa gets taken out, I knew he knew he made a mistake after he hit Zaipan and he saw that blue come up.
Yeah. Look who else is here. Another new player, and that is Astro SMZ. We have not seen much of him today, but he is a slayer. And taking a look at the kill feed, Robsco takes down Maxim, who's actually here in Retail Row as well.
Yeah, there was a lot of players in Retail. There was a lot of players in Salty. These are 2 areas of the map right now that are just highly contested all season, or pretty much all heats long. Stage 3 is not giving away any freebies on the POIs.
Yeah, watch the kill feed as well. Warp goes down, another player we talked about. So, I mean, things are definitely going a little different in game number 5 right now.
Yeah, it can really go either way. It's only so many times you can have a perfect, setup. Every now and then things are just going to go against you, and it's the name of the game. Can't let it tilt you. That's what's most important. Tavoski here now looking to make a stink play.
And this is a replay coming out of Issa, looking to drop down on Thomas HD while in that shadow form. Goes to break out with shotgun ready. Heavy to go through the wall. It is enough.
signature play right there. Issa bullying his way through the build. Very nice done.
Greeky here, just outside of Salty, just farming up, you know, replacing. And this is kind of like a tactic before you wouldn't normally see stuff like this happen. It's because of that increased farming rate, you can do stuff like this. You break a wall, get 40 wood, spend 10 to replace that wall, so you're up 30, but...
Oh, here we got a little bit of Oslo versus Aposto, two great players. Again, two aggressive players known for, you know, battling. Aposto so far looking good, but maybe not too good. That was an 81 trade for both sides, but Oslo loses more than he can gain here. And he's going for the one pump. He's trying to see if he can hit it. Both are down to, like, no HP.
If any of them sneeze, the other will be going down.
Playing
also
aggressive with no HP is what you have to do here. He needs to get it in.
Wait, there was
someone
else.
just comes in out of nowhere.
It was Arson! Arson third parties this entire action and picks up both.
You know what? You know what's the crazy part about this? This is the second time Arson has done this to both of them. They must be livid, like, so upset.
Arson,
he's done it multiple times now where he comes in and gets two on the distraction and gets both of them.
He got him in the window, barely even peeking. And now Arson is okay, you gotta drop the base there.
Dude.
DJ Arson.
Oh, that was crazy. Yeah, Arson, man, it's coming up. Timing impeccable.
And now we're near the abandoned hero base.
There's someone inside of it. Nice little compact SMG there. Bosch diving right in. Interesting strategy used there where he, you know, uses the cone, phases through it, falls through the floorboard, and pushes into the box because he presses himself up against two walls. Rogue Gomeru in a tight situation.
Utilizing that right angle there. So look, see, he can actually see this player. Doesn't give away his position.
Gomeru's like, you came and saved me, man.
He's like, you saved me, but
One
now
pump,
you're
one
full.
pump. Oh, he doesn't hit the one
He
pump.
trades, though.
That's a healthy one, 82.
Wait, Bruz?
Hello, Bruz.
He gets
saw
the
Gomeru.
elim. Yeah, at 144 meters.
144 meters with a shotgun. That was nice.
If you're Bruz, you're like, oh, that's sweet.
Imagine.
I'll take a freebie.
Nah, yeah, he did manage to see that fight going on in the storm line. Looked in at the right time. Gomeru had no HP. That was literally a free elim. Free shield as well, more importantly.
We see Zexro.
Zexro always looking to take a fight to someone, and he's getting tagged here for it. So manages to get shot first. Not really where you want to be, especially with this high ground. You want to take advantage and hopefully connect at the beginning here. Kind of spooked. He thought he heard someone behind him, and he does because Tree breaks down here. It's actually Bruz coming in from the rotation from Tilted.
I wonder if maybe he didn't see those builds up in front.
Zexro is aggressing against multiple players at once, which is something you really don't want to do too often because once you start getting that double focus, things can really turn against you.
And Zexro just biding his time, man. He doesn't have to leave just yet. Dips down. There's no players in here.
Yeah, but this is the furthest as far as rotations go. He has to go all the way to the east side of the map. This kind of the first zone we've seen really favor the east side this hard. This is actually going to be a desert/gust-ish ending, which would be nice.
You know, everyone gets some ATKs, some quads. You know,
Get that boost
race. You know, just race around the track. No big deal. Put a pause on the tournament. But we see here Crippa. He's making his way down. He's not that far from Lonely, so he's actually pretty close to the current safe circle. There's not many people in front of him. There are quite a few behind him, though.
Yeah, honestly, if you play the coast like Lonely or anywhere over there, this is great for you.
Nowhere doing a little bit of dance there. Just saying, hey, how's it going?
He's
I'm a shark with a
He's-
cape.
Yeah, he's taunting. He's trying to get him to come out. Is he going to do it? If I'm Nowhere, I pretty much want to get ahead of the storm a little bit. Yeah, he's showing that he doesn't really know where this player's at. And after checking that box, he knows he's got to be here. The quick edit comes out, catches him by surprise. Noon comes out victorious.
One elim and maybe a few upgrades. The hand cannon there. That is a fantastic reward. But I wonder if Raz heard that action. Maybe, maybe not. We see Zek still making rotations. Swazu versus Farron's. He's got the hunting rifle out. Can he get him from behind?
Yeah, we talk about not wanting to pretty much agitate players when you're on the rotation. Zexro's going to bite the bullet here for picking too many fights on the storm line with a very long rotation to make, and they're not going to let him go for it. So now Farron's picks that one up. He's going to have to mini back up. Swazu rocking that OG Nogops here, already sitting on a point as well. And we heard a sentry gun be put down.
Oh.
Ooh.
He is not going to be fooled.
And that's a trade back, though. RPG did connect.
Swayzu, man, coming up in this situation in a 1v2, taking down both players. One of them is Zexro.
Yeah, honestly, a valiant effort. He attempted, he landed the RPG shot. Had he just, followed up with the pump and landed it, could have been different.
Keenstar still alive. No eliminations right now. He started before his landing was greasy.
Ooh.
Oh.
What a find.
The gold heavy. That's a pretty nice upgrade.
Yeah, you can see no one's on the coast of the racetrack right here. So if you're in this game right now, that's the place to be because it's also pretty much center zone. Being that half of this water is kind of filling in that space there.
Now Keenstar, I mean, you gotta know, if you're someone like Keenstar, you're pretty aware of your surroundings. So I'm sure he knows there's other players close by, but he feels comfortable enough to just walk around the house, farm as much as he can.
Yeah, he was on high alert, pushing in. He, used a lot of materials. He's now just taking the time to kind of get his resource back up to count. And Issa been building what looks like a little college right here. It's like two dorms and a tunnel across. It's kind of crazy. He's got a big old base himself. 500 materials. How do you get all this himself and loot?
Well, he built the college, so he's really smart and he's ready to take others to school, like Nico.
Yeah, he must have rolled up on someone, got some really, solid materials, and he's got himself quite the fortress here.
So here's the thing, man. Nico's already posted up on the supply drop. He just has to edit the roof. And Ghost Izza's like, nope, this is not for free.
Ghost Izza's going to build above him and take the drop from him. That's pretty savage.
And Astro's actually on an entirely different supply drop.
Yeah, you know what? Nico's willing to fight for it. He actually pushed down Issa a little bit. And there it is. He's not going to give away this drop for free.
This is huge, man. That launch pad.
If I've ever, witnessed the alpha play, that was one of them. That was so alpha, he literally denied the drop.
And then he just goes back to college, back to the dorms.
This is where he eliminated that player. That's why he has this many materials to spare and play around with.
And this is what Sundown was talking about, man. Issa is just consistent across the board.
So far, so good. Just kind of a little bit of a standoff here.
We're actually moving away from Gus Monster, moving back, kind of back toward the green. So a lot of these players that have made these late rotations, they're gonna be rewarded for it.
Yeah, they're kind of lucky to be on the western side of the map right now and not getting too deep into the desert areas. The desert biome just being one of the ones that we don't get to see too often. But when we are here, it's interesting because this is a mountain they're gonna have to fight over now coming out of Gus.
Again, Swayzu just surveilling the land, and again, you see the safe circle very close by, but looking at the scoreboard, Swayzu leads the pack with 4 eliminations. Ghost Issa right behind him, though.
Yeah, so far, 51 players remain. A lot of the eliminations are being spread out here. You don't see anyone leading by too much at the moment. It's just a lot of fair share as far as the elims go. I don't know if that trap was the best to make here. Oh, yeah, maybe he's looking to just bring someone down from the top. Yep, that's what it is. He wants to break someone down who's above him to fall into a trap here. He's trying to see if he can expose his player.
Get him to edit straight down.
All he's got to do is fall, make him fall right into this build here, and that's all he's got to do.
They're not having it, though. They're like, Swayzu, I do not think so, friend.
Yeah, but notice he's taking control of all these walls here. He just wants to make this player fall down one extra layer. That's a nice shot right there. That's a 40 to the dome from the compact. The pressure of the compact is nice. You have 40 in the magazine as well.
And it's Dougie, a newcomer. He's doing really well, keeping this back a little bit, the best he can.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, relentless Swayze down here is making him use up his heals kind of early. This is a little prematurely to be burning through heals, especially if not committing to a full battle. So, Dougie can't really make that dive either. Swayze kind of has dominant control of this area. Being that he's loaded it up with traps. He still has a trap to spare, really.
I mean, you got to think, is there anyone else close by? Are people hearing this happen? This is quite a bit of noise, and honestly, a lot of ammo expended on Swayze's part.
Just looking at the map, there are players everywhere, but it seems like everyone's in their own little micro fight.
All right, we're going north side. Just not that far away, but
see, so what's happening here is Dougie's playing the left camera angle, and it's really hindering his ability to land the shot here. He wants to get on the better angle, and it's these uncomfortable situations. If he rotates to the opposite side, though, it'll be a lot better for him. But he doesn't want to give up this this position, this angle he has here, and he also doesn't want to burn the maps that it takes to go that way. But because of that, it's all backfiring here. He's burning more, just kind of sitting here idle, messing around with Sway, and Sway wants this. This is one point he needs right here.
And I mean, he does have almost 400 rounds. He probably started with upwards of 600. That's why.
So now watch this. Committed. Watch how the tables turn now. Dougie has right camera angle peek here. Swazu realizing it's a little weird. He's gonna, you know, back up now. And just like that, things kind of change. You don't want to give away that angle. It makes you feel uncomfortable too as a player in this situation. You can feel it when you know you're losing control of the battle. So just that one play right there gives Dougie a little bit more leeway in the lean there. Notice how now he's ready to fight. Swazu trying to go back for that play there, thinking he's going to be able to be successful. If Dougie can land fast enough, I'm like 1,000% certain he might shoot that launch pad out of frustration. He doesn't want this guy to get a free rotation. Looks like he's going deep in the zone here. Issa still alive. Again, playing the high ground here, looking for these elims.
Swazu's falling behind. Isa maintaining high ground, just like you talked about. Just looking to catch players as they make their way into this current safe zone.
That's a really good shot right there.
I mean, look how many players down below are fighting. This is all free opportunity for Isa.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's got zone. He's so high up. He's fortified. There's nothing to worry about here.
There's a lot of loot there. A player as well. 2 down below. 3, 4 on his left. 2 directly below.
These guys are realizing
what's going on.
They're realizing these are their last moments, their last games. Game 5, 40 players alive. 39 players alive now. No one wants to get taken out here. This is a tough rotation to make, but everyone's using their mobility, their utility items, and they're getting to where they need to be.
Aries as well with 4 eliminations.
Aries is doing great right here. These are the points he needs to get to top 20. Not only that, his item selection is amazing. He's got the double barrel, hand cannon, heavy AR, grappler, launch pad. You cannot ask for a better loadout than this. But he should pop a mini right now. I don't think he's realized his health check.
Maybe he's just hoping to catch someone, right? It's like, look, if I catch someone, that'll be 50. That's more than 25, and it'll go over shield there.
Here it is. Zeke now rotating with a launch pad. These guys are just bouncing back and forth. Remember, every time you set up a launch pad, everyone else gets a launch pad in your area. We've seen a lot of padding back and forth so far. That's why the player count's so high right now. And there it is. We talk about recycling pads. Swazu rotates to the pad to get across the map here. People are just cycling and recycling these launch pads. I don't know how his loadout is set up like this, but he has 8 minis in one slot, 2 in the other. He must have picked up 12 minis at one point or another. Is going down here, and let's go ahead and check out Swazu right here.
It's Bell with just a handful of HP.
The compact SMG bully is so nice from Swazu. He's been connecting these shots. It's working out well for him so far.
5 eliminations with 2 more. Swazu could potentially see a big bonus. He's not that far away. It only needs 2 more, and then anything after that would be big bonus.
There it is. He's going to trade out the minis for the grappler. Smart decision there. Also lucky enough for him to pick up a grappler with this many shots in the end game, because this is going to be able to pretty much propel him to top 10 if he plays his cards right.
Now we're coming down to the wire. 26 players remain in the current lobby. Scalar and Swazu lead as... Oh, Aries actually picked up another elim. And so did Skylar, putting him at 6 total eliminations. He is leading the pack.
Scalar looking to make a name for himself and take this big bonus sometime soon. So is Swazu and Aries. Everyone's so close to it.
And you just
what
hear
is
all
going
the gun
on? Yeah, it's just fire shots everywhere right now. And no one's being taken out, so people are fighting in their forts. After this, the zone will continue to push players, and the lobby will be sliced in half. On this next rotation, Keenstar still alive at the furthest part of the zone here, which for some reason is working, and Scalar manages to secure himself the elim he needed. That's a point.
We now hit big bonus time. Every elim after this, it's a big bonus. That's 1 additional point per elimination.
And Scalar in a very fortunate situation that he is in front of the zone, so he can wave this campfire out just a little bit and still fight players on the rotation push, which can give him a point for every single elim. Gold pump now.
Keenstar was lost in the storm. He can't make anything happen, can't convert it.
Yeah, he was definitely the furthest back. I kind of noticed that early on. He was trying to be a late rotator, but someone pushed him back for it. And you see double grapple shots kind of being shared on the same flanks there. Got to be very careful now when you decide to push across. Oh, he almost phased through the wall right there. The plank is his. He's going for it. He wants this point right now. But the storm says different. The storm says you got to keep going.
And check the loadout. 1,000 small rounds? Are you serious?
He's got so many materials. He can take this high ground. This is where you want to be, because all he needs to do is get elims right now, and he will go to the top of the board. Hit any shots that you can. He's missing, though. Storm's back on his pressure again here. He gives up a little bit of position, but he lands a shot there. That's a point for him. And now he's going all the way forward to the high ground, barely making it. Pressure is on. He gets a top 10 point, though. Oh. Yeah, Rascal shuts him down at the big bonus. He was so close. He's tied for the big bonus prize pool as well. One more elim would have secured that so far.
I mean, keep in mind, he did place 10, so he gets a point from that as well. Mitro goes down, lost in the storm. Nyx did not stick the landing.
Ramus also being shut down by Rascal. Rascal is just ending people's hopes and dreams here. Zypan now looking to scavenge anything he can get from this bottom area. Players are getting destroyed inside this these tight cone areas. Grappler gun comes out, and that's a 100 with the follow from the AR. Rascal shuts down another player. 1v1.
Zypan versus Rascal. Rascal needs one more elimination for that highest threshold of 3 points.
It will be worth 4 points because he's at 6. This here is a top 5 game changer. If he can land his shots and he manages to take all the shields, it's a right-hand peek. He doesn't land it, though. And now it's a fair game.
Oh, Zypan cracks back.
What the take the L overhead. GG. Each of those elims being worth 4 points a pop for both of them to break into a new threshold.
Wow.
Pretty intense.
You see that retail row that they just kind of rebuilt? By the way, that's with the 1,500 mat cap. Yeah, that's still a thing people can do.
It's still a thing.
Wow, that was crazy. Zypan cracks back. I mean...
He managed to turn that entire situation around. I thought Rascal was going to have it. He was on a rampage, just shutting down all these high elim, contenders in his area.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of disappointed to see him doing this, just shutting people down. It was crazy, but hey, it manages to work in his favor. Unfortunately, just could not, clip that last shot.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the final moments coming out of game number 5 and see how Zypan flips the entire situation.
Yeah, you would think right there after getting hit for, all of your shield, it's over. Zypan had just enough materials to elevate himself. Rascal tried to recycle some builds. That was the mistake. And there you have it. So look at this from the opposite perspective. Zypan's, this is the view we wanted right here. The side jump. Another, that's a hard move to execute consistently in competitive environment. The side jump. Mm-hmm. When someone blocks you or someone roof panels over you or something like that, jumping over to the side can re-angle and reposition you. It's almost like a counterplay to that play.
Right.
Very hard to execute, let alone execute in a competitive environment where he's probably shaking.
Yeah. Zypan says, 126 to your face. I'd like a victory out, please. And thank you. We're gearing up for our final game. We're calculating standings as well, but this is it, man. Final game. Everything has to be left on the table. I know. I want to keep casting. Let's just, you know what, guys? We'll just keep running games till we get tired. No big deal. What do you think? This is it. This is a lot of these players' last chance of making it top 20.
Well, let's also touch upon Tux. 8 elims for taking the stage 3 bonus, but so does the other player that was pretty much right there, going neck to neck with him. It can be anyone's ball game now. It's going to come down to Scalar and Tux fighting for the 8 elims. Yeah. Scalar and Tux. Who's going to get the 20K prize bonus? This is why those tiebreakers matter too, right? Mm-hmm. Games won, placement. It comes down to everything, down to the elim, down to the bone. Yeah. Every single avenue matters. We'll take a look at the highlights. I can't speak. Words are so hard. But the highlights coming out from this last game, game number 5 of the finals for the European region. Man, so that was the big thing, man. Tux got shut down immediately that game.
couldn't quite convert it. War as well went down pretty early on. And this might actually be that clip, I'm not sure. But, I mean, there were so many big names that went down. Even Kinstar, you know, we kind of saw him toward the end of the game there.
He was so close.
Against the Storm, and he was just lost to the Storm.
Here was Scalar. This is the player I was mentioning before. 8 elims. He's tied up with Tux. Just a great game 5 for him. Absolutely monstrous game. Tux wasn't a lead prior, but being taken out so early, he just hasn't had the time to really contest his own record. So Scalar now, this is so close. Here's the place from Zypan that leads him into the victory royale.
Keep in mind, man, Scalar does have 8 elims, so he's right now tied with Tux. And if they both end up tying, they're going to split the money.
And look at that.
Look, I mean, Sky maintains his lead with 10 points, but keep in mind he has not accrued any more after that last game. Tux in 9th picks himself up a few more. Issa there in 3rd, and guys, again, everyone playing already placed in the money, but it's the upper 20 that will see themselves more in that prize pool. Ghost Camo in that 20th spot, edging out Swazu and Zeke.
And it looks like the threshold was raised to 3 points
It's
now.
now 3.
You can't break 3. You will not be set free. You're not going to get to that plus 20 bracket that people want to make it to. And even just taking a look, again, just to touch upon top 5, the running for top 5, it's a race. It's a neck-and-neck race. Everyone is just points, small threshold placement points really within one another to take for top 5.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, again, guys, it's not over until that final victory screen. We've seen people in the final games of these types of tournaments just shift the standings completely, coming out with big bonuses and dropping 10 points.
Scalar had the opportunity right there. Had he just had more placement, that would have been the difference, and he would be top 5 right now.
Especially if he just chained together 1-2 more elims. That could have been a massive number of points to hit the board, and he would have just been like, everyone step aside.
I know what happened there, though. He hit that 7, and then he hit that 8, and he just went off in a full build-off, like, I got this. And then it was like, reality check.
Too confident.
Yeah, too much.
Confident.
He went from just cross zone, trying to do some insane kind of connection play right there.
You love to see it. Guys, this is it. Our final game almost ready to be underway. For you guys at home, hit us with that hashtag Winner Royale. Let us know your thoughts. Send us your favorite clips. These games have been insane. Let us know your thoughts and who you'd like to see win, because this is coming down to the final moments. And I'm almost sad.
Yeah, no one is safe right now, especially in the top 5. You can see the competition is pretty stiff up there.
Yeah, and I mean, there's still a lot of new blood looking to challenge for top 20, man. This is it. This is a lot of these players' last opportunity to place in that top 20. I mean, do you think... so, like, let's talk someone like Kinstar, right? We just haven't seen him get going. Do you think... I feel like for me, anyway, it might be time to swap things up. He keeps hitting up Greasy.
Yeah, that end game right there, like, just looking at what everyone else is doing, he was the only one on his own kind of pace, right? He was way in the back. It was quick to kind of, identify that he was in a weird position. He put himself there, Decision-making just wasn't the greatest. Just looking at the zone, he was all the way off to the side, like, just right there. You have a long truck to make. Materials are, harder to come across in this end game. We talked about in the interview earlier, you have to rotate sooner. It's just one of the changes that you have to adapt in the current meta. Adapt, especially in the scavenger competitive mode. It's adaptation is what's going to make people excel. So maybe he's just kind of falling behind. The changes are a lot to take in.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind, guys, the scavenger cup means half your material cap. We normally have 1,000 for each material. Right now, we only have 500. So that changes things. Typically you see people going to lane game with 3K mats, and they're like, hey, I'll build battle. You all burn half my mats. You do that now, and you're sitting on basically nothing. And that could be enough to change things up. But with that, guys, the players are on the battle bus. It's on its way to the island, and we are gearing up for the final game of the day.
Ugh.
I don't want to do this.
Smash 6.
Monster takeover. I'm going to walk away now.
All right, great. It's my stage, guys. You ready?
All right, Zeke, get out of here.
Let's do it.
Let me come back for number 4.
Here it is, though. Match 6, guys, of the top 100 players in the European region. They have been going head-to-head all week long from, on stage where it matters to down to customs and practice mode. So each of these players are no strangers to one another. Everyone knows what they're in for, who they're going against, and, what hurdles they have to overcome.
That's right, man. And I say it every time. This is it. You got to leave everything on the table. You don't want to be that player that plays and goes, you know what? I wish I'd done this or that. Just play your heart out. do the best you can. And I mean, a lot of these players should be very happy. They're the top 100 for their region.
No, absolutely. This is a resume builder right here, dude. This is, if anything, this is where you want to be. You wanted to say you've made it this far is absolutely incredible. And we hear shots already ringing as Motor's just floating over Dusty Divot. So I don't know how there was something going on there. That was kind of crazy for a second. But what else do we have here?
Chundis with the first eliminations at 48 seconds into the game.
Take a look at this. Tilted Towers being the most contested POI at the current moment. We talk about being your final game, change up your game plan. That's what you're seeing. Tilted is your last resort when it comes down to, hey, I got to make a big play. I need a hard, strong opener. You go Tilted. Pleasant Park. Again, Arson 2K looking to come in and probably take out Detox and Apostle. He's been doing it all day.
All day.
He's been doing it all day.
He's even swapped up the skin. He's ready to change things up.
There it is, a dive box here. Detox makes the connection right there, so very nicely done for him. Looks like that's going to put him where he needs to be on Apostle. Arson 2K just listening off in the distance, probably going to take advantage sometime soon, as he's been doing all day today. Soka, unfortunately, the Sokka here getting taken out while grappling away. That's going to be a valuable grappler that's probably going to be pushed for soon, so Kaiser might see a little opportunity to take out Marky. And no, Marky lands a jumping shot on Kaiser with just a small peek. And now he is going for it, absolutely as he should here.
Tries to snap back here
Kaiser
with the
needs
SMG.
to connect or it's over for him because Marky's got full HP. He's just a juggernaut right now. He has no reason for him to slow down now. He's got to keep going, reload his weapons, and get in there. Kaiser playing a really great mind game, though. Nice connection there. He's going to turn things around. Now has the high ground and is taking away some shield. Marky doesn't want to play it risky here. And no, the passiveness from Marky is fighting against him right now. Kyle Lester's aggression is great.
He's only got 4 HP. Marky looking to close this out, but showing quite a bit of respect.
The confidence. Kyle Lester's not with it. He's here to fight for his last game. He has to go all the way. He just really doesn't have a choice.
He really shook Marky to his core. That's why you see him go on the back foot there.
He has no builds either. He's got to hit this no-scope.
And Marky's actually topping off. He had taken a slurp there, just making sure he can secure this.
That was a great standoff. Marky should have had that sooner, but Kyle Lester just wasn't going down without a fight. He could have actually turned that around. That was a great attempt. Some players are great on defense, and you've seen Kyle Lester just play a really good D right there.
Tilted Towers, quite the hotspot here. Astro, Bruz, Melside as well.
Here's Astro making a little edit play right there. He's still going for a player that's inside while focusing on a player out there. Yeah, Astro makes a big mistake. Bit off more than he can chew for sure here. Melside was tempting him to come inside. Bosch ends up taking advantage of the little bit of chaos here. First of the Skull Trooper we've seen in a while.
Oh, yeah. Mels here's the action. Just trying to track down these players. They might have just maybe disengaged a little too far. I mean, obviously, we've seen Mels make it to these late games, so Mels is controlling Tilted Towers very, very well.
Yeah, he's been landing here every single game. So for these other players kind of new coming in, they don't know the rotations he's been on. That's kind of how it is, and Zypan's Ghost just walking away.
That's right, shut down. That was just illegal.
Yeah, Just Illegal's been having a really decent performance so far. We've seen a fair bit of him. I know he has a point already. He's got to get at least now 2 more, right? It's up to 3 threshold. Ooh, nice play right there, utilizing 90s. But not only that, perfect execution of the cones overhead to make it a 3-layer defense push. Melside getting clapped by Bosch, but it's actually a trade. Respectable trade now. It's fair game. We've seen aggressors win in these situations, so you have to continue the pressure. That's what Melside's trying to do. He's trying to catch this player off guard, but Bosch's defense is just a little bit better. Well played.
Man. And now look at all the upgrades, but listen to the Rockets.
Ooh.
That was really well played there. Snap decision, but that means Bruz can also utilize that Rift to go and follow up. Rojo downstairs.
Not to mention, I was going to say, oh, he's laughing.
He's giving them the laugh. Rojo, you're being really brave.
Oh!
The taunt, is it enough?
It was a beautiful bait play because he had the back section open, third-personing the entire build right there. And He's got this guy down to 1 hit. It's a critical hit, but so is he now, right? 72 HP is not a lot to be working with in this situation.
Proho just...
This is held up by metal as well. It's going to be tough to break down. Yeah, he kind of realizes that quickly here. Is he going for the bottommost structure? Okay.
I think maybe just enough to get bills. Look at them. He only has 6 bills.
Not held up on much. Yeah, I guess he figures... Yeah, he is trying to bring this down right here. Check it.
That's kind of a lot. I mean, you talked about it. It's metal. That's quite a bit of time you have to dedicate.
But the supported structure really wasn't that much after you take down those other pieces, and him being so low, Speezy probably can't hear him.
Is he actually gonna do this? Is this going to happen?
He's breaking the wrong structure though. He just has to do that one rip.
Wait, Speezy!
Oh no!
Oh!
Rojo showing how much he thought about that play with a little take the L.
You hate to see it.
I mean, I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to hit the bouncer off the side, but to forget that, you know, the corner pieces doesn't have one, I call that a pressure mistake. That's all.
That's all that was. Baba Bless here, topping off with his half shield.
That's going to get him to 200.
He does have the rift to go if he needs to rotate, but he's next to safe circle, so he's going to be all right.
Yeah, Bell's been having a tight game so far. Just so far, we've seen him on that losing end of the stick, unfortunately. Just some situations not going in his favor. Shield not really there when he needs it. It's a good time to peek, though. Oh, no. Baba Bless just connects a little better.
Baba Bless. Taking a look at the kill feed there. Someone else being eliminated. Aces eliminates Zeke. And over to Just Legal versus Fnatic Motor in a little bit of a build battle right now.
And Just Legal having a good game this one so far. His loadout looks nice. He's got a couple grenades. He's probably going to disengage here. Yeah, just going to back up a little bit, see if he can find a more favorable situation where he doesn't kind of lose track of his opponent, and probably get some materials, because you don't want to really build battle with metal, right? You want to kind of save that stuff for endgame.
Someone's down below in the bunker in Salty Springs house.
Yeah, Salty went from like not contested to super contested, so whoever was here first is kind of probably upset just a little bit.
Swazu taking damage from that stink bomb.
Yeah, Zexro is just
right to his
such a good position, dictating the pace of that fight for sure, with the stink bombs being able to push players in the directions that he wants.
Zexro smelted and they dealt it and they smelted.
Yeah,
that's the
right.
one. That's the one I was trying to go for. Harry over the hill here. I mean, no one's going to contest Zexro.
Yeah, Harry's probably listening in just a little bit there and figures, no, this is not the place I want to be. There goes Bosch. Seems like Action just doesn't want to let him go. He seems to continue to find himself in situations where he has to fight and fend for himself. Ooh. So far, so good. Maybe that's his saving grace right there. Someone kind of third-partying in on Kescher here. It's actually Legless. And it's another player now. Sensi Gaming rolling up, so Kesser's got to make a move. And he's trying it. He's trying it. He's making the edit plays, but Bosch is on the run.
Definitely on the back foot. Another stink bomb. A massive chunk with the hand cannon, point blank.
Crazy how these guys push with no HP. They don't care. Once they have you on the back, they are going for it. And there it is. He decides, all right, you know what? I'm gonna let you slide.
You go ahead and pop these 2 minis. I'm gonna pop this entire med kit. Then we try this again.
There it is. All he's got to do is put that stink bomb on him, and it's going to do some serious, irreparable damage. Let's see if we can get it here. So here comes Kaiser coming right back at it. The Deagle wall replacement play, and the shot was made.
Wow. I think that happened way too fast for Sensi, because
yeah, he
didn't even react.
He couldn't even make the defensive edit in time. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. That was really quick.
And look who's still alive. Keenstar looking for his redemption story. He's got 1 elimination to his name. He did land near Shifty Shafts and use the Corrupted Stone over to Greasy. It's kind of home and turf.
Speaking about players trying to, play smart and passive, Keenstar is one that's been known to prioritize positioning before battling. Issa known to just take battles early on. So Keenstar's probably was forced into this battle here, and the quad launcher putting in really good use.
Yeah, and Issa's going to try and force them out, change things up.
Somewhat a little bit of connectivity issue there, but it's all good. Spectator's coming right back into it, and the battle's still raging on. It's Issa and Keenstar pretty much battling off here. Both on even playing field. Now Keenstar losing the advantage, finding himself with his back against the wall here.
The slurp is rolling, so if Issa does not continue to apply pressure, he's going to get some of this health back.
This
Even
is what
has
he
time
wants.
to half shield. Okay, good. Issa keeping the pressure on. And I mean, this is what Issa's looking to do. He's just trying to keep Kinstar uncomfortable, keep him on the back foot.
Yeah, but metal is also just, it gains value over time, so you notice how Keenstar, even under pressure, is repairing it as well.
And look at this standoff.
I mean, Keenstar's back in, you know, pretty decent form. Issa doesn't know this, of course. And no, he gets another cheeky shot in. Falls into his box. 104, but Issa connects. That was a close one. Issa going for those 50-50 shotgun battles. He knew there was a trap in there as well. He took the risk.
Definitely paid out for him, and he shuts Keenstar down. Take a look at this replay of Baba Bless. Looking to shut down this player,
Baba Bless.
BNQ.
Absolutely insane. Quick edit play right there, taking advantage of those you know, swift moves. And Rasmussen, we've seen him come out in endgame before where he nearly secured himself some victories, but just a couple errors worked against him. And look at this zone. This is a great zone right here. So many players are already finding themselves in the next area. Everyone's pretty much in here. You have a battle on top of the airdrop. Corrupted zone being contested by multiple players. A little bit of everything for everybody.
And I think what we're going to gear up for is this next safe zone. We want to see where players have to start making rotations to. Here we go.
Look at this high ground hold right here. Oh, these guys are hanging out underneath one another in the corrupted zone right now. Yes, Oslo. We've seen Oslo putting in some work. He's also seen him beamed by a contact SMG. So let's see what's going to happen for Oslo here as he battles his way for 1 point. He's actually looking to get on out of here. He's probably been around this player for quite some time. Ghost Camo looking like he's not going to make it out of this one. He's going to need a miraculous shot right here. And Diego's another one that's shut down multiple players in the past. Camo goes for the shot he needs, doesn't quite connect.
Diego is in a very strong and commanding position, willing to trade here with the half shield in his inventory.
Yeah, we've seen when players find themselves in this situation, they try and go all in for it. Camo nearly making a surprise play with the RPG there. Yeah, he's looking to make those edits for the one pump. Camo wants to connect right here. Army Diego not making this easy though. Switching his location, moving left and right, going from, you know, build to build, changing targets as far as what he wants to prioritize as the builds. And there it is. Camo going for the edit. That's what we said he needed. The aggression.
Camo turns the entire situation around just on 4 HP.
I told you. You play that offense on someone that doesn't expect you to do so. You keep playing those mind games like that. You knew Camo was going to go for it. He was willing to, you know, put all his cards out there, and that's why he was making those window edits. The respect on the play right there. That was probably one of the best ones we've seen today.
Another Titan of Europe, Atlantis Mitro here. If people let him get to endgame, he's going to take over that game.
Yeah, Mitro's just a strong figure, especially in the end games. If you let him make it to those end games, like you said before, top 10 is where he knows how to play, he knows where he needs to be, and he doesn't crack under pressure.
Ace is blowing out these walls, trying to isolate this player up top.
Careful, he can edit. Ooh, bringing builds down.
Editing the roof.
He's going to replace those walls, most likely. Yeah, Ace is S8 and Camo, Nico, all sharing the highest elimination so far.
I mean, Camo with that massive turnaround. You see he's topping off his shields right now. That's absolutely insane. We're coming down to our final 40 players remaining in this lobby.
Don't forget, guys, we are at the final game. These are their final moments to prove something, to try and make some points, to hit a big bonus, to come back from any position that they may have found themselves in. This is the game to do it.
Only 3 players outside the current safe circle making their way inside, Ares being one of them right now. And Nico here with that hand cannon, even a chug grappler. Matt's looking fantastic.
It's so crazy to think that one top 3 performance will put you in nearly top 10, but definitely continue for top 20. So everyone wants to be that guy that makes it to the end right now. So you can see there is 40 players alive. The zone's only getting tighter and tighter. Storm Wave 4.
This is the half in, half out circle, so you see there's a lot less effective play space for right now. It's going to make a lot of players uncomfortable. Skype here currently the leader. You know, quite a bit of pressure applied.
We've been lucky enough to avoid hills all like weekend long. There really hasn't been any weird hill rotation spots. This is one of those frustrating games for players that are not on top right now. Are just going to have a very hard time as the zone starts to move. You're in between multiple mountains. This is where players go down the fastest. Razgul putting some good pressure here with the SMG. SMG has the power to pierce through builds, especially when Skype's being pressured by multiple players. It's a heavy AR coming from the south.
I just watched in the kill feed. Camo has been eliminated, so that massive turnaround he had, he could not convert. As well, Zexro, Isa, 2 Titans still left alive in this game.
Yeah, Sky actually one of our leading contenders, and he's under some serious pressure right here. Every point for Sky matters too. This is the difference in him making first place, second place, third place, or being knocked out. Sky doesn't want to go down here. These guys are not giving him opportunity. I see loot there. That's probably what happened. Sky might have fought for it and brought this attention to himself. Mitro looking to push some players back as well and keep the pressure up.
I mean, look at his toolkit right now. He's got everything he needs to make it in the late game, but he needs to wait for 25 players more that need to be eliminated, because that's when he thrives.
He's at a really sneaky spot. He's like in a nice low elevation cut, able to just really pressure players perfectly without bringing too much attention to himself. This low ground really playing dividends right here. It's a nice spot.
I mean, look, he's created this small window, just peeking in small increments, so people can't really laser back.
He looks so safely tucked here.
Just
such a nice spot. Yeah, it's just such a nice spot. He's really cozy right here.
Freak over there. We see Razgul and Harry trading shots. Skites there on the left with the heavy sniper rifle. Harry structure going down. Ares as well made it into safety. And here we go. We're going to get the new safe zone. And we're going just below Tilted Towers, west, through the ravine. And again, we're going across hills, so players are going to look to make rotations.
The river is one of those areas in the map where it's natural low elevation. I'm talking extreme lows, where you have to build double the mats just to stay afloat, because those half walls will fight against you. You know, turbo building through this, if you don't connect properly, you're going to have a frustrating time blocking shots as well. And look, you're going to be right between two mountains. You take a left mountain, you take a right mountain.
That's the thing, man.
You play in the middle, you're going to have to move across either way, right? This is a tough decision. You kind of have to you roll the dice on where you want to go, left or right, really. Or stay middle, and then, you know, risk not being a winner, really. Fighting from the low up.
All nice while fighting other players as well, but Nico taking huge shots. He does have a chug. He's like, no, I have to do this now.
Opting to not take the chug just yet. He's got to get a little further ahead of the storm. No, that's a heavy AR targeting him right here. This is the time to heal. He's got a full commit to this heal right now, and they're not going to let him do it. Leckless dives into the 1x1. Is he going to take the chug for the roll? We will find out. Doug is still on the move here.
He takes it. That's interesting, especially late game. It takes 15 seconds to consume the chug, and most players are not going to give you that time.
We have some really good players alive right now. We see Boyo and Zexro. Zexro deciding that he's made it to the zone. He's just going to chill. Boyo was looking like he was trying to make his way up that mountain just a little bit. But again, we talk about where do you want to be, middle, left, or right. Everyone has a gameplay of their own, a decision of their own to make here. 20 players, 23 players remain.
Everyone fighting for that number 10
Zexro and
spot.
Mitro sitting so close to one another.
Oh my gosh, just overhead. If they only knew. And now look, we're going south.
Mitro, probably the luckiest person right now, just according to his loadout, having a rift to go. Is he going to wait till last second? Probably will, and then land on top of this high ground inside of the next zone. Will be the play to make. 10 seconds left till we see this happen here. Or he can slide up just a little bit, buy himself some more time, then definitely land in the next location. Mitro has got a lot of plays to make. Zexro actually disengages a little bit to get the lead on the storm here. Mitro's going to be able to get some cheap shots in if he wants. He's got a little bit of time in the zone.
Oh, it's Vorwin.
That's an impulse play. Zexro gets destroyed by Vorwin. Pulsing across off the mountain, landing overhead. Such an aggressive play. Gets the payout for it.
Skype goes down. Mexi as well. Just watch the kill feed light up. Tyovsky is down.
Ares catches Ono at the last second here to heal him before the storm takes him. He's now fighting against the storm.
We're top 10, so all these players get 1 point, and now they fight for second and third. Boyer goes down.
Players behind him. Is Farron's going to be able to win this engagement here? Nice window edit right there. He eats it. Rich TF up, goes down. Turns on him. He's landing all these shots. Vorin is on fire as well. This is going to heal Vorin up. Nord's now taking a player on the storm line. Nord connects with all his shots. He loses track of the player he was once fighting, though, and Vorin takes him as well.
Oh, no. Monster players are making these rotations, and they're not mindful. Mitro is actually up high. He's got high ground.
I knew he would land himself there, but Vorin gets himself a point.
This is his game to win right now.
He's got 400 metal. No elims, though. He needs 3 to get a point off that, or just play for the Victory Royale.
If Vorwin can pick up another elimination, that'll be that 5 points threshold.
Everyone right now earns himself a point for being in top 3, securing Mitro just another step closer to top 5. Because he's got to fight his way back into top 5. Oh, that's a great shot right there. The RPG's going to bring him down just a little bit. Vorin gets taken out by Mitro.
1v1. Mitro has been in these types of situations before in the past. This is where he thrives best. Chondis with the grappler going up top.
Mitro versus Chundis here. It's a low ground warrior shot right there. 3 grapplers left for Chundis, and that means Mitro's got to do some heavy defense right here. He is still sitting overhead. He's got more than enough materials to take his time with his high ground and block the grappler plays.
He has all the builds in the world right now. Chundis just trying to play things slow.
He's looking for the grappler shot. He's not going to be able to make it, though. Falls down. It's a little bit of fall damage. Mitro's landing. These shots are great. It's a 51.
It's so close. And
there
that's
it
a
is.
63 coming out from Mitro.
30 builds left. Mitro managed to secure himself a Victory Royale at the very end right there, showing that it doesn't matter as long as you show up on game day. Make it happen.
That is his second Victory Royale today after barely qualifying yesterday. 2 Victory Royales back-to-back in the finals. Now, keep in mind, he only got the 2 eliminations. He did not meet that first threshold.
But only 2 eliminations?
3 points.
2 wins. He's got 2 wins against the best players in the European region. That's more than enough bragging rights right there, showing that he can take Victory Royales. 2, let alone 2 in 6 games? That's incredible.
Let's take a look at the final moments coming in that game. Let's see how he takes, again, another Victory Royale. And the thing was, man, during these rotations, while everyone was playing low ground, Mitro does what he does, and he just took high ground, waited patiently, just beaming down shots. Has more than enough mats because no one is contesting him. He does get dropped, but he's ready to respond. This is, I mean, he's just in his element right now.
Honestly, Mitro should be thankful for Vorwin's just dominant performance as far as taking out players that would have been able to contest him on those pushes. He eliminated so many players with grapplers and stuff like that, that Mitro was just virtually chilling up there while everyone down there was just doing the fighting for them.
Man, we almost finally saw the Mitro versus Zexro, but Vorwin, like you're saying, shockwaves over in point blank Zexro. We did not get to see it. Unbelievable. These games all day have been incredible. We'll take a look at the highlights coming out of the final game of the European Finals. And the action was intense. It was even better than it was yesterday. So many players showing up. The new blood stepping forward and saying everyone needs to stand aside because we are here as well.
Yeah, this is great plays. This is the final game from the European region. We'll reveal ranking sometime soon. Rojo with the take the L right there.
That's a rough one.
This right here, one of the dirtiest plays we've seen of the set today as far as the games go. Camo on a 1 HP take back.
Unbelievable. He turned the whole situation around. Unfortunately, it was eliminated not that long after, couldn't convert it, but Zexro here tries to make plays, and then eventually Vorwin is like, you know what? I think it is time to make rotations, boys. 73 to the face. Yeah, there's not much you can do in that situation unless you're prepared for it.
Yeah, Vorin really making a big performance at the end there. That might be the difference that throws him into that top 20. Those are elims that he needed for points. At least he can take it home saying he did not end with 0.
That's right. Absolutely. We're calculating final standings, ladies and gentlemen. But I believe we have another very special guest that will be joining us here in just a moment. Sundown, are you here?
I think I'm here. I'm still here. I don't know. This game's might have blown me away a little bit because that was There's some absolutely incredible performance, and incredible might be underselling it. Game 4, I want to give an honorary shout out to Skite. You see him picking up his second victory royale, but honestly, the highlights belong to Tux. Tux at the time was the elim leader. He ended up owning a share of it with Scalar, but these edit plays are just so good. I know they're 2 real quick ones, but editing, owning those walls, knowing someone's down there, having the game sense, boom, drops down. That pump directly to the teeth. You see that 122 tick through, and being able to chain those together, Tux was consistently running at people. You saw his name in that bottom left elim feed over and over again, not only yesterday during the heats, not only in the qualifiers, but against that top 100 in Europe. And I think he ended up owning a share of that biggest bonus with IG Scalar. So shout out to him. That was fantastic. For Game 5, Scalar, again, another honorable mention, putting out a great performance. But Mocket Suezu, playing incredibly aggro in each one of his eliminations, showed off a different aspect of his gameplay. So first, right away, you see him playing the high ground, dropping down, maintaining his control on it, and doesn't matter. The explode comes through. Nice 180 pump. Drops it off. And just watch here. Just watch the pressure. Like, this opponent does not get a chance. We've seen Best Last winning some of the victory royales, but Suezu does not let him breathe. And playing along his other teammates who are in the qualifiers between Noxito, Kaizen, and Noxu, and then we've also seen Mocket Lazy in previous skirmishes. So really able to rep out, and you see him finding that player underneath. Just a fantastic play. And then Game 6, I'm going to call it the game of just hype and clutch plays. So the first one, Camo, man, I think he had a family, maybe not after that, because that was just, wow. Being able to push down to 4 HP, and you know what? He says, I'm going to go on the aggro. You're going to see it from me. Ed immediately drops the ramp above, edits it almost in the same input, and just doesn't even worry about it. You see Diego, he's like, I got this, no problem, time to pop a mini, and doesn't even get a chance to shoot. And this is just, like, I could watch this over and over again on a loop. But the second clutch play, we saw it right at the end, we got to see it again in the recap coming through, was Vorin ending the US invasion, pulling a reverse Revolutionary War coming here, and dropping down from the sky. Pump immediately into the compact SMG. Zexro had chained together a couple of great elims, was challenging for that top placement, but Vorin says, hold up, I'll put the stamps on it. This is an EU tournament. You can have next week, Zexro, because I'm here to end this one. And Mitro follows it up with a great victory row, but I'm excited. Zeke, I can't wait to see these final standings.
Me neither, my friend. Thank you so much for all that insight. We appreciate you, and you are incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Monster, are you ready?
What a weekend. I'm ready
to do this?
Yeah, I want to see it.
Let's go. Final standings. We'll see who the #1 player is, and that is Sky, who maintains his lead all day long. Tux right behind with 9 points. Mitro there in 3rd. And again, ladies and gentlemen, everyone that competed today, the top 100 for Europe, have already placed the money in this top 20 that are placing in that higher end prize pool. And take a look right now. Fnatic Motor in that 20th seed that pushes out Loto and Vorwin. So Vorwin's incredible skydive there,
Crazy.
Enough to bump him up in the standings into 22nd. But what a stellar day.
Yeah, man. You even seen Aries up there. We get to touch with him. He ended up just shy of the top 10 as well. This has been a crazy week. So just fantastic Fortnite experience this weekend. The top 100 players going head to head, bashing against one another, really throwing it all out. That was crazy.
You love to see it, guys. Any final thoughts before we sign off?
I definitely have the best Fortnite official Victory Royale hat right here, guys. Thank you guys for having me, though. It's been a great time talking to the community. You guys find me at Monster D-Face. Thanks for having me.
Oh, hold on. I'm getting word. Is something crazy going to happen?
Oh. Who?
Hold on. We might actually be having an interview. I'm not sure, but we are getting ready to close things out. Again, everyone, thank you guys so much for just bearing with us through things, sticking with us, watching these incredible set of games. There was so much to talk about, and that is what I was getting word of. It is Tux and Scalar actually tie for the biggest bonus.
Oh.
So they will be splitting that, but still to be able to say, hey, look, we both slayed out with 8 elims.
That's an extra
massive.
10K a piece for being amazing and Slayers on the field. I'll take it. It's great.
That's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it from us here at the Fortnite Winter Royale for the European region. We'll see you guys later on for the North American region. Thank your bus driver, and we'll see you guys on the battle bus.
Get on your feet, get up out your seat. Everybody here, get up. Hands in the air, get up out your chair. Everybody here, get up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Everybody here, get up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Let me see you all get up. What the heck you waiting for? Ain't nobody out here hating more. It's a shame, but you came, so stop acting lame. Everybody up, get on the floor. Come catch the feeling, run like you're stealing. Look around, now you got nothing to fear in. Take a second, catch your breath to see if it's safe and stop. We got some haters over here, we got some haters over there. We got us people in the middle, acting like we just don't care. Get on your feet, get up out your seat. Everybody here, get up. Hands in the air, get up out your chair. Everybody here, get up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Everybody here, get up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Let me see you all get up. Don't make me come over there. Throw you through the ropes just like Ric Flair. I'll be forced to erase that look on your face. I'm gonna get you out your seat, I swear. Come catch the feeling, run like you're stealing. Look around, now you got nothing to fear in. Take a second, catch your breath to see if it's safe and stop. We got some haters over here, we got some haters over there. We got us people in the middle, acting like we just don't care. Get on your feet, get up out your seat. Everybody here, get up. Hands in the air, get up out your chair. Everybody here, get up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Everybody here, get up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Let me see you all get up. Everybody in the building, put your hands up. Let's go, y'all. All people, yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on, come on, come on. Get on your feet, get up out your seat. Everybody here, get up. Hands up, hands in the air, get up out your chair. Everybody here, get up.